Hello everyone and welcome back. We're here with another Skytear Day with our skeleton crew. Steven and I have been together since the beginning of isolation, streaming basically daily. This is week number 13. I'm going insane, but I'm excited because today we're playing Skytear on the one-lane map, Ashen Pass, coming out in July. There are also some major rules changes afoot. I don't know the official status of these, but I know they've been posted about. Handful of things being cleaned up, and this is honestly something
it's on the site now.
I love seeing. I'm so happy. This is part of what makes PvP so awesome, which is I've seen so many publishers. They'll print cards, they'll print rules, and they don't want to change it because they don't want to be confusing. They have precedent. They don't want to, a lot of times, admit that they made a mistake. And in this case, I think they're calling it the living rules, which
the
is
living rules.
Yeah, it's
the first living game that we got isn't actually a living card game. Isn't that interesting?
Crazy, indeed. But I'm really excited. There's some really fundamental changes happening here. One of them I'm super pumped about, and I don't know if you have them up or not to tell me.
Yeah, I'm going to get it.
But the one I'm most excited about as a Kuruma player is Frenzy. Frenzy used to be, you basically could attack twice in that round. Now Frenzy is going to read that when you spend your Frenzy token, you can take an attack, and it doesn't cost you an actual one of your 3 action points.
So it's essentially equivalent. It's exact same as doing a normal attack action, except the cost isn't an action point, it's a token.
Yep. So that's obviously way better, because a lot of times what I always felt with Frenzy is a lot of people, by a lot of people I mean Steven, plays a lot of the movement push cards, so he'll sinkhole, or he'll shove, or he'll slide. And when you have Frenzy, one of your actions is attacking for Frenzy. The other one, if you only have 3 actions, has to be attacking for Frenzy. So that leaves you with only 1 movement.
Yeah.
So either movement abilities in your hand, but also 1 movement action. Being able to move and skirmish and also fight and then spend the token to do it. Plus it also means if you have multiple ways of getting Frenzy, you can keep spending tokens to do attacks.
That's right.
So as an example, the balance for me, I forget what the green one's called.
Strength over pain.
Strength over pain, and then there's Burning
Rage.
Burning Rage. I'm bad with names of cards. I know the picture, but Burning Rage, having all of those in your hand now is actually kind of interesting.
Yeah,
because it's like if you use your movement abilities, you even have to wonder, is it worth it? Because like they may miss this attack, but then if they like skirmish to me, and then it's like Frenzy, Frenzy, Frenzy.
You can use Mind Palace. Discard all the cards.
Oh, it's on the short list, man.
Again, Frenzy
so
again, discard cards.
I think.
And here we go. After the races.
So what we're going to be doing here, just for a quick recap, and then you can run the rules down for me. The first thing we're going to do is reconsidering our deck building and our card evaluations based on the new rules and the one-lane map particularly. Then we're going to be diving into some games on the one-lane maps.
Some new theories.
Yeah, I have a lot. Honestly, like the thing I was getting ready to say is like I have been running Yami and Akimo in every list, which I don't think will necessarily change in the like regular game.
You got your favorites, you know?
Yeah, but at the same time, the recognition that like 3 extra Frenzy cards and 3 Mind Palaces going in the side that Yami's not going to be on gets really interesting. Because again, those Frenzies being free action points means you can really pin someone down and just go to town.
You can definitely make sure an attack gets through, that's for sure. So we'll be going over some deck building. We've got some new theories. As our hair grows longer in isolation, our deck building theories get better. So that's happening. And then we've sent off for 4 different community members out there via the live chat to hopefully paint some of our models that we received in the early days from PvP Geeks. And so we sent those off, and we had 2 of them here. You can see you can't see it, but you will soon. The red and the green models have been painted, and we have a 3rd faction has now entered the fray. The Nupten models have been delivered, courtesy of Dan Capmaroni on Discord, and he requested that we open them live on camera and not look at them beforehand. So we're going to do that. We're just going to crack those open.
I'm super excited.
We're going to crack the models open. We're going to show you the new card. Then we're going to talk about deck building for what could be hours, and then hopefully we get to play one.
Hopefully we squeeze one in.
All right, so this is from Dan. Thank you so much, Dan. We appreciate this also. Just I don't care what these look like. Just the fact that they're done and there's color on the models, and you did it out of the kindness of your heart. We really appreciate that, and it's all for the stream, for us, and of course for everybody watching. So everybody owes Dan a big thank you, and I'm sure we're all thanking him now, and hopefully in person at some point in a big Skytear event. Some point when all of us early adopters can get together and
Can you imagine how cool it's going to be
time.
to have a room full of Skytear players?
Yes.
We're going to do it.
It'll be great.
Someone asking if I have a Skytear board in front of me. No, this is an Arkham board that I can't show you because it's actually not even the next one we're doing. It's prototypes beyond that. So don't tell any Arkham players.
All right, so I'm gonna put us in the bubble here. Okay, so we're gonna be in the top right.
You zoomed way in.
Yeah, so this is the most zoom we can get. You can see my
There's yeah. Did you cut your fingernails?
Cuticles. Yeah, they look pretty good.
Look at this.
All right, Dan, here we go.
I'm gonna move these out of the way.
We're with an all-white color scheme.
Yeah, let me see one of those. Peanuts.
Not only are we game players, we're also comedians. Everything's just broken in here. Wouldn't that be hilarious?
They're just falling apart. When we got sent those Crisis Protocol models, there were a few of them were like in half. Here, you may start working on
that's
this?
that's the old outsider. Let's start there.
Oh, nice. So this reminds me a little bit of opening gifts in front of people.
Yeah, you don't want to say anything. You don't look awkward. You can't ever express what you're really feeling.
I'm not a super emotionally transparent person, I don't think. Right? Is that a good way to say it?
That's a fair way to say
like,
that. Yeah.
My wife, literally, it's impossible to hide her feelings because her face is so expressive all day and immediately. So like I'll say something and like I know if she thinks it's funny or disgusting or mean or correct or wrong. Anyways.
What kind of things are you saying?
Anything. I mean, a lot of political conversations going on these days.
Disgusting.
I don't know if I told you this. I had my mother-in-law text me about a political, religious issue.
Oh.
And I was like, this is next level.
That's the kind of territory I'm looking to not ever tread.
Oh, gross. In a good way.
Oh,
Look
my
at this
gosh,
thing.
that looks incredible.
See the slime coming out of the mouth?
Get that into the camera. That thing looks incredible.
Look at this thing. Oh, upside down.
Oh, my gosh.
There's like slime coming down.
Let me get the focus adjusted. I'm going to pull this focus up. It might get a little weird.
Wow. That's awesome. Who did these?
This is Dan.
Dan. Dan the man.
Dan,
are you on chat?
What the heck?
This is great.
Look on the bottom. What does that mean? Is this a scavenger hunt?
Oh my God.
No way.
It lights up.
No way. Hold on.
You gonna turn the lights out?
Yeah. I had no idea this was happening. Are you kidding me?
This is unreal. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
There's lights in there. Wow. That's amazing.
All right, hold on. I want to turn the other light off. Hold on. I want it to be glowing in the darkness. That's insane.
I wonder if it's glow in the dark paint. Is that next level? Does that even exist?
I don't know how that works. I'm not a painter. All right, turn that puppy on.
It's got a light switch. Look at that.
And then just set it on the table like it's hanging.
The angle makes it where you can't see the light. But
you can still see the little.
We can see it. The slime's sliming.
Oh my. That's so good.
Yeah, you can like see his teeth in there glowing.
That's so good. Damn, what?
That's crazy.
No, what?
Look. The battery comes. This is insane handiwork. You have to post however you did this. So there's like this thing that was made.
How does a person just do that?
Talent.
Oh, that whole thing. What?
That's crazy.
I had to play with that.
Yeah,
man.
it's like it's very heavy. I don't know what was going on.
Wow. Wow, you really outdid yourself here, Dan. This is
next level.
How is this even? Man, I saw a early picture of, I think it was this guy, and this is so good.
It's just like,
whew,
this really gets at the heart of part of what makes miniature games
Look
so
at
great.
That. Are you kidding me?
Which is something you don't get in card games, but like the creativity and the artistic talent being shown is just like, and the craftsmanship, next level. Look at that thing.
Hide your kids, hide your wife on that one, as far as I'm concerned.
All right, let's just put them there.
All right, so let's do one at a time here, obviously.
Josh says this is the kind of paint job that makes me angry because I'll never be able to do that.
Oof.
Hello there. What is happening?
Look at Sether here with his cosmic freaking...
What's the bottom say? Does that light up somehow?
No, it doesn't. Right? No.
Is that just his signature?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, DSF.
Yeah. Look at this. Dan, you didn't tell us you were like a world-class painter. What the heck is...
Holy wait, look at the stars on the back. Let me see this thing. What in the world?
Put it under, yeah, we got it.
Oh my... So this is like, there's like stars in the various colors on the back of Sethru. He's like the god of Skytear or something.
Yeah, I think so.
The
stars.
Insanity.
Oh my gosh.
And he's got the yellow-red base.
Oh my gosh.
He's going in the list today.
How is this? I'm so amped to see what all these look like.
Why is Steven crying?
Why is Steven crying? Because he's happy.
Gave me the goosies.
Look at Habarat, man.
Oh my God, he's got the stars on the background too.
It's a cosmic, it's the whole thing, man. It's a cosmic.
Dan.
This is some epic freehand.
Do you do commission?
The heck is it?
I love the starry color, 4-color thing.
Yeah, I get these.
These are mine.
Yeah, these are mine. You can
That's so good.
work out your own. What is going on here, guys?
What's going on?
Somebody's playing Nupten today.
Yeah. I was already planning on splashing. I assume you'll splash too. He's got the yellow red on the base. I assume those are the red fire
Those are the ruins.
fire gods. There's the
Akuti.
blue.
She's my favorite. Look at that.
We got the stars on the back too.
Look at that.
Those stars on the back kill me. They kill me.
They're gonna kill you.
It turns out I had nothing to be nervous about because these are that good.
These are that good, yeah. My gosh. How do you even...
It hurts me. Can I see that when you're done?
Yeah.
The base looks good too. Like
I need one of those slow rotators.
I have one.
What? Are you kidding? Look at this. Oh, do you really?
It's a painting handle that rotates actually.
Well, I'm never painting again. Just got to save up money for... Got to save up some Dan bucks.
That's right, Dan Bucks. That was my childhood. My dad's name is Dan. In case you're wondering. Got to get them Dan Bucks. Oh my God, that makes me angry.
Ekrit. What up?
Look at that hair. She got the like Rufio hair.
Get your stars.
The red.
Yeah.
Rufio.
Rufio.
I love those stars so much. And the white on the bottom of that.
That's just a smart paint scheme is what that is.
Yeah.
That's just...
It hurts me how good it is.
Shut the front door here. Look at this.
Ben Sweeney says, man, it feels good to be done with all my Skytear models. Also me after seeing this. So, Simple Green strips paint, right? Oh my goodness, is that sand coming up?
I don't know. Sand, moss, sand? Sand, definitely.
It's gotta be sand.
Yeah, definitely like cosmic
He's the sand whisperer, right?
Yeah.
That's gross.
It's so good.
My lord.
Oh, Kinui. You're so good. Well, you know, I was having a toilet phase, but that's over. Show Kinui under the camera, too. I don't think I
Is that her hair? Or is that like something on her head?
Oh, that's her hair.
Yeah, that's great. Got like a blonde fade.
Dude.
Oh my God, I see exactly what's happening. Look at the stars on the bottom of this. That's the best.
Just great. Look at this.
Batman?
Batman. Cosmic Batman.
That's been a dream of mine since I was a kid.
Cosmic Batman?
Yeah, exactly. Ryan Rourke says, I'm hurt, Steven.
Ryan, you're subbed out. I didn't get any freehand from Ryan. He's out.
Oh my God, wait a second. Is that the moon? Did you see that?
Are there 3 wolves on
a
it?
planet.
Yeah. I don't know how this works. I don't even want to think about it.
Wait, there's
Just
2.
kidding, Ryan. Everything looks great.
I think that's the sun,
For real.
and that's the Earth.
Well, look on the back too. Is there there's, huh? Is this?
Dude, it's literally on the same. Look at this. It's like you can see it. It's here and it's here. Like it's lined up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. You can kind of see these planets.
These things on the board too. It's perfect.
This makes me angry.
Look at how beautiful this fight is now. Let's get...
Joseph Kane, I'm now burning all of my models. Those are really well done.
Look at that.
Dan, that is next level.
Get your Karimo in here. Kichi?
We're only missing one faction.
That's right, and they're on the way, apparently. Leothan. Whoo!
Dan, are these sealed? Because they need to, if not, I'll do that tonight.
They got to be sealed. They feel sealed. Man, you can't see anything on this dumb camera. Which I love. It is very expensive. Kichi looks good. I'm in love with Zakol, by the way.
I also love Zakol.
And then you got... Man. Guys.
It's insane.
Guys. Is
okay.
that it? Did we do it?
I think that's
Are those
it. Yeah,
all?
there's 6.
6?
3, 4, 5,
6. And then we have
And
Batman as well.
Batman
and the Outsider. My goodness gracious. Look at how good this game
Where's
looks.
Batman?
Seriously?
Here he is.
Okay.
Got him. All right. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's so good. They're sealed with varnish, she said.
Yeah,
hey, thank
perfect.
you. Thank you so much. Yeah, where's that YouTube tutorial? This is incredible. Unbelievable.
Really unbelievable.
Unbelievable. My gosh.
The community that everyone that was involved in painting all this stuff, major shout out. These are all awesome. Also, playing with painted models, worth it.
I mean, yeah, you can take Tabletop Simulator and throw it in the trash. Or the virtual trash and or the real trash.
Meantime,
just trash your laptop.
Look at these beautifully painted towers.
Zach spent some time with the contrast paints this week.
Yeah, just put a simple layer. This is one layer of contrast paints on these towers.
Isn't that exciting? He basically freehanded that whole thing.
Yeah, I know.
You see how they're basically just a solid blue?
You know what's more impressive is that I did it while I was on the phone.
See, this just goes to show you. Enjoyable painting comes in all shapes and sizes.
Yeah, I had a good time. I needed a break.
And sometimes you just need the tower to look a different color than gray.
Definitely.
And blue is definitely in the category of different color than gray.
Yeah, look at this.
Ben Sweeney, my wife wants to know why I'm crying. I told her she wouldn't understand.
This is the difference between gray and
Look at
color.
that. Come on. Let's paint those models. Let's go.
You just got to do it.
Let's paint them.
It's crazy.
I mean, how much more cool is it to have that on the board, like running around doing abilities and
It pains me how much
frenzying?
cooler it is. Yeah. All right, well, we're going to do it.
It hurts.
I'm just going to pass these over to you.
Dan literally creating the universe. Good work.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Joseph Boyne, me dry brushing ice on my blue minions. I'm a master. That's how I felt too. It's like, oh, look at this ice. It's like, yeah, well, doesn't have any moons on it, does it?
Sure don't.
Doesn't have any moons. All right, well, again, huge thank you to Dan. That is a truly phenomenal and exceptional.
Just looking at them on the table
it's
is
just like
killer.
It's really amazing. The Outsider LEDs. I mean, are you serious? This is unbelievable. Look, I'll turn it on.
Jay says, now what about those that are stuck with the tower chips?
You guys, sorry, you don't get to play anymore.
Dude, this is honestly, what's his name? I played him for a minute.
What is his name? How have I not
The
played
ninja.
him? Oh,
He's fire.
Shafathi.
Yeah, remember Shafifi?
Yeah, Shafifi. Yeah, that's right. Assassin's Creed over there.
Yeah, dude, seriously, the way this looks, look at this. That sand coming up around him is
It's great.
phenomenal.
Everything's great.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
At least 2 of these are coming out.
Well, in the spirit of Nupten, let's take a look at a card, shall we?
Hey, we did it. Spoiler time.
It's time for the spoiler. Let's look at it. Refract. Bryce, let's pull it up. I've got it in my stack here. Now, this card is insane. There's really no way around it.
Is this the one that mimics something?
Yeah. So, copy a target non-ultimate power card on the stack played by target hero. You can choose a new target for that copy if you'd like.
So
Friendly hero, enemy hero,
Yep.
double something.
So like let's just say I have Shafifi here.
The way he painted Whatchamabucket.
That's right. and Sethuru. So here's the thing, right? It's like, let's say you have these minions, and I'm like, hey.
Oh, hold on. Let me get out of paint zone here.
Oh yeah, you zoomed way in.
Okay, this is it's gonna be an intimate moment.
Thomas says, "Are you serious?"
Keep the people happy. I'm gonna have to get up there.
I will. I'll stop my explanation and just drool at these models. Are you? Uh-oh.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Now
He was ready.
Zoom it out a little bit, and then I gotta adjust the focus.
So, obviously, being able to replicate an effect on a stack can be insane. I was not convinced on this card until I realized you could do replicate your own effects.
Yeah.
So, thinking it had to be an effect my opponent was doing that I was also positioned to take advantage of. Some things some things are going to be really easy to make this happen, like Strength from Pain, like giving yourself Frenzy and replicating it is super cool. But the ability to think about cards that you have that you can basically double, is what is really quite incredible.
But also, what is worth doubling for 3 mana? You know what I mean?
That's a good question.
Are you only ever gonna? Oh wait, hold on. I'll get my mic on and we'll actually talk about it. Okay. All right, I think I've got it. Seal Skeleton Crew. Oh, I did the thing again. I gotta go out there.
You did it? Oh no.
It's an intimate stream, guys.
So it's non-ultimate, right? But I picture the kind of thing where it's like any number of cards in my hand in a standard deck I might want to use 2 of. As an example, a basic example is Dodge, which is like traditionally I'm playing Dodge and I get to move one of my characters, right? So the ability to double dodge, it basically turns that into a 3-cost dodge all of a sudden. But I think more importantly about, let me get to it.
Target on the stack played by target hero. So you got to be able to see the hero, and you can choose a new target for the copy. Now, does that mean it has to be something that has a target, right?
Copy target non-ultimate card on the stack played by target hero. You may choose a new copy. So no, it doesn't have to have a target.
It doesn't have to have a target, but if it does, you can choose a new one.
See who's playing it, and you have to be able to...
That's it.
That's it.
See who's playing it. And then if it has a target, you can choose a new one.
Yeah. But it's basically, it's like super versatile, right? In that it's never specifically a thing. You can always copy your opponent's thing. So I think about like my opponent plays Sinkhole. That's a card a lot of times I don't even have on my list. But the ability to Sinkhole their Sinkhole, and mine resolves first because it's on top of their Sinkhole.
Right.
So I can basically force it where I'm stuck in a certain spot. But
I can potentially push them out of range.
Either way.
Where they wanted to cast something.
Or like let's say these were the 2 characters.
I'm going.
Let's say Sethuru plays Sinkhole, and I'm targeting this space, and I have Shafathi here. It's like I can respond, play Sinkhole, put it here, and now I know we can't get outside that bubble.
Yeah,
and
this
can't push me.
Insane now.
So it's just kind of an insurance policy against all that. Same thing with like, I'm picturing they're trying to shove you or slide you. It's like you can technically do it right back, and like a shove doesn't work if they're not.
You could shove them back, and then theirs doesn't resolve.
Yep. So like,
I guess they still kind of got the effect they were looking for, unless they're trying to push you out of the zone.
So like, if I'm here and you're trying to shove me into the dome, and you're here, it's like if I shove you here, your shove just fizzles.
Yeah.
So like that, and then I'm thinking about like, let's say I have a Wind Blast in my hand, and it's like, obviously it's an insurance policy against your cards.
Man.
But then if I have a Wind Blast, and then it's like, this happens, and like maybe
I'll kill your card.
Maybe you play like a redirect, or you play I don't think redirect can be played on Wind Blast. It's a 2-cost or less, right? On redirect.
You wish it was.
Isn't it?
You wish it was.
I thought redirect was limited in some capacity.
Dismiss is.
There
redirect
is
anything.
Redirect
that's why
anything.
your ultimates always get punted.
Yeah, that's right. So it's the kind of thing where it's like if you move or you dodge out of the way of some effect that I have, it's like. Anyways, I think it's like one of the most flexible cards in the game. And by turn 3 particularly, it's just wide open.
Ben Sweeney has got the right of it here. Presence. That's where it's at.
Oh my goodness, dude.
So it's just like, for 1 extra mana, I can cancel out your presence effect, essentially, because it's 1-to-1.
Maybe better.
Maybe better. You get to predict too. You get to see what's up. That's fascinating.
That's a fascinating card.
Can you run it though?
Yeah.
I see. This is the kind of card I would never touch this card.
It's because you don't know. I know why. It's you can't look at it and say this is how much it's worth every time.
That's right.
It's questionable worth, and sometimes it'll be worth 10, and sometimes it'll be worth 1. But that's what we call a Hail Mary card, and I love those cards.
And it's always a 3 lead if you just got to 3 lead it, you know?
Which is totally fine.
But there are going to be some moments where this card is going to utterly win you the game.
Also worth. Can I refract a non-reaction card?
Yeah.
Like if you play Shatter Mind, can I react with refracting the Shatter Mind?
Yeah.
Because like what? Also, this is pretty Bugatti. It's like if you play a card that's going to kill me, but I refract it and kill you first, and yours fizzles.
That's nuts.
Woo!
Or you think about like Nightmares Incarnate, or even Shatter Mind, like you said, 2 yellow heroes. Let's say Setheru casts it, and then Shafifi here refracts it, and all of a sudden it's 6 damage instead of 3. Kind of takes the place of the Clear Mind in that scenario.
Yeah. But I bet, let me just scan through my yellow cards. Let's get that correct.
Well, we have got some interesting possibilities here.
Yeah, I mean, you know, paired with cards like Twister of Souls, so you place the AoE, deal 3 damage to each enemy hero, and move them a hex. Thinking about doubling that, movement of 2 on anything. Any of the movement things are going to be crazy.
You could do like migraine somebody, and then the other caster duplicates it and migraines the other person.
Yep.
The potential is amazing.
I'm just a looking.
They time warp, you time warp in response.
Oh, dude, also, the pack cards you've been playing.
Yeah, the strength of the pack. Now we're going for more.
Double strength of pack's crazy. Obviously, you could have 2 strength of pack, but this lets you double up on any of that, and it acts as an insurance policy.
It is the old Swiss Army knife. Yeah. That's what Ben's saying.
And like
Joseph Boyne.
Even in response to that, it's like if I can see 6 minions, you can probably see 6 minions.
That's right.
So it's like, would I pay 3 to do 6 back at you? And you can play this with your mages, so yours is unblockable.
Play with Cythera, it's +1 damage.
I mean, yeah, we're just getting crazy town in here.
This is actually quite nuts now that I
Gank's
think
also
about
pretty
it.
funny to refract.
Oh, it's great to refract. Actually, double teleport?
But you would have to resolve your gank before they resolve theirs.
Well, I'm saying, what if it's your 2 teammates? Like your teammate refracts your casting, right? Yep. That's the coolest thing about it is like that those pairs of heroes moving together. One casts a spell, the other one casts the same spell through refract. That's where things can get really interesting.
Also, where it's kind of bizarro is...
Everywhere.
Yes. This lets you play cards from the side of the color pie that you don't normally get to play cards.
Yeah.
So, again, if you're running yellow and green lists for some reason, all of a sudden now they get access to abilities that they didn't have before.
So you're saying it's easier to basically run green cards and then refract them to get them onto the most busted possible way.
Yeah, because like Cythera
like
can normally run yellow and red cards, right? He can't play blue cards. But if you play him with a blue hero, now he can actually, I don't know if that matters, but like there will probably be a caster at some point that if only they could use that card, they would be really good.
Yep.
And you just set up this turn 3 like Bugatti swoosh from 3-point from half court.
that is killer. What else? I'm thinking I saw Bewitch come through the chat. That's incredible, right? Kill 2 minions, spawn 2 minions.
Twice.
Like 1 lane basically that just refracts itself.
Yeah, I think you'd be surprised at how useful that card could be. Obviously, you have to get to turn 3, but before that, it's a 3. So like... And I just think about all the things I want to respond and do back to you instead. Right?
You think about the way you can hurt your opponent with it. I think about the way that my allies can use it together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm a morally righteous person and Zach is degenerate.
That's exactly what that says. No, what it says is my lens naturally starts with the other person.
That's right.
Whereas your lens naturally starts with yours. So some would say you were selfish.
Yeah, some would say that. Kant wouldn't say it though.
Who's a Kant?
Do you want some? Do you want some coffee?
What's a cheaty? Yes, please.
I got it.
For anyone that doesn't know, there's a lovely show called The Good Place that explores all sorts of moral philosophy and religious questions, and Kant comes up a lot. Kant's a name that I heard forever from Stephen and Robert, and we
made a lot of business decisions based on the categorical imperative.
The Kantian way.
If it's not applicable in all situations, then it's not applicable in any situation. Isn't that the true reality of justice?
That's a very black and white rule, and I'm traditionally not a very black and white person, although I wear black a lot, I guess.
Yep. Yeah. In that case, you're extremely black and white, actually.
Literally, so here we are.
About as black and white
Ryan
as
Ork says, and you're humble too, Stephen. I couldn't have said it better myself.
All right, let's think about this. So under the light of our new outsider, let's have a
vigil.
Let's have
so here's what I'm gonna do. I would like to go back through my cards, and I'm just gonna think about new cards in light of. Also, do you have all the rules pulled up?
You're gonna play Refract today, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about the rules, everybody. Let's talk about the rules.
So I want to look at the rules, and then I want to think about. I just kind of want to go through my cards and rebuild, based on the preview that we have, the rules that we have, and the one-lane map. Because Frenzy completely changes Red's game plan. Like,
that's right.
I can't tell you how much different that is.
They don't have to make it work anymore. It will just work well.
It just strictly works, yeah.
So living rulebook. So if you're not following along, play skytear.com/rules. What a clean way to put that somewhere. That seems like where I'd expect it to be. It's called the living rulebook. It's a living game.
Did you see Joseph's comment? I almost choked on my coffee. He says Kantian aesthetics greater than Kantian ethics.
That's hilarious.
Oh, that hurts. Go ahead, sorry.
Living rulebook. So we have it really, it's about time. I mean, we've seen variations of this with restricted lists and ban lists and whatnot, but like to really just be willing to tinker with the game and then potentially even codify those changes in a future like rulebook, or sometimes games will do 2nd edition, 3rd edition, etc. But when you have the models themselves are never going to change. The model cards themselves so far are untouched and probably will not change.
We're getting a new Ultimate though, right?
There is a new Ultimate, so that's going to come out into Ashes for Brilvar. We've got that coming in because his original one was banned based on the poll effect that got tossed from the game at the last second. But if you have your hero cards essentially untouched, even if you have your hero cards, you can reprint those. So like everything's possible to tinker with, which I love the idea of iterating on a game, treating it more like a digital release where you can quickly push updates, but doing it in a respectful way, having like every quarter or so, every season, something might be changing or things are tested. We're going to look at the results.
One of the most common questions we get is how this game is compared to God Tier. Did I say that right? God Tier? Skytear?
You absolutely did. God Tier is a play on words.
Yes.
Like a God Tier of character.
Yeah.
Skytear is the sky tearing open.
That's right. Very different games. But one thing that the publisher of that game did, Steamforged, in Guild Ball that I always thought was very clever is every year they basically had a new season. And it was a game based on like fantasy soccer.
Yeah.
Like fantasy like Dungeons and Dragons, and soccer like the football.
Yeah, football.
But
American soccer.
The thing they did is every year they basically released a pack of cards that was the new version of every card in the game. So, which is cool because it's like you could literally, in the art and the card effects themselves would sometimes evolve. So you'd have a character getting older that had been around for 4 or 5 seasons.
Yeah, I love that.
And then it meant that the models that you had didn't ever become superfluous. But this is a light version of that, which is like they basically are taking license to update the rules throughout. And then occasionally, like we're getting the Brilvar reprint of the card. Makes a lot of sense. Like you just reprint whatever the new thing is.
Man, it's almost even more than that because these are fundamental rules. These are like things, the way that the game functions itself, not just the content, but the way that the game functions based on experience and player reports and tournament reports and feedback and all of that. So it's really, you have to ask yourself as a publisher, do you have the desire/guts to continually improve your game when you think it needs improving, even if it might not, even if it might be somewhat confusing, even if it might be a little bit, our new player is going to be confused when this rule now functions differently. It's like, for me, perfection and refinement of the final product is the end-all be-all. That is the only pursuit that matters. So to me, seeing them basically saying, these are the things we think will make this game even better, and so we're going to go with it, rather than being like, we've already printed the rule book, it'll be another 2 years. We've seen games suffer through things that are not working very well for years until they finally fix it, and by then the damage is already done and players have already moved on or they've already had their frustrations.
And of course, the hazard in it, because it's great. I've seen publishers err far too far on the other side.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, where like it becomes unplayable, people go away, they fix it, but they fix it too late. And the hazard, though, in changing the rules is that I think in general, the rules that got changed here, which I'm curious to recap, the vast majority of people playing the game are completely on board with. Like, I read through them and I was like,
yes.
yes.
Yeah.
But of course, the hazard is that it's possible, the game, what you don't want to have happen is the game that people bought into, or the game that they thought they were getting into, isn't the game that actually exists.
Like you change something so fundamental that it's not that kind of fun anymore.
Or, maybe the Frenzy change, as example, makes red unbelievably powerful, makes Frenzy unbelievably powerful. Maybe it speeds up the tempo of the game.
All games become about killing.
Yeah, and it's like, if you go too far, or if you make the wrong change, it can be risky. Because ultimately you might upset people that play the game, because the game is what it is right now and people are attracted to it. So, but at the same time, if you're willing to constantly listen and adjust, it's a balance, because if you listen too much, some people right now might not like the way A, B, and C works, but that change might break the system.
I mean, there's an overblown example of this could be something like at the start of every turn, each player draws 6 cards instead of 2 and discards down, right? So like that kind of a change is like, well, yeah, we'll get the cards as they want, but then some players, the razor's edge of knowing that you have to manage your hand and there's a card advantage element, that being replaced by just blow through your hand the entire turn and then you get a fresh one next turn.
Game.
Totally different game, right? So if you made that kind of a change, obviously there would be some pushback or you would risk alienating people for doing that. But the things that are being done in this Living Rules document are things that are constantly causing confusion in the rules forum on Discord, and things that just aren't functioning like they're supposed to function in your head, like Frenzy.
Yeah.
And you're realizing, well, players are having a really hard time because like an extra action needs to be there to make use of a Frenzy, and to get that Frenzy attack off with that extra action also usually requires movement. And if you're not 3 away, then you can't even use the card, and it's like, let's just do it like this, and we'll just attack, and then we'll play the Frenzy card, and then we declare that attack. And now it doesn't cost me anything. It's like, well, that's way better. It feels more like a Frenzy mechanic.
Yeah.
Where it's like, this thing's going crazy in front of me, and it's like all happening really fast. I'm terrified. All right, so let's talk about Living Rules, shall we?
Let's do it.
First of all, things that have changed. You place the control tokens in the lanes before you do anything. So that was just an old weird thing from the rule book. So you place those first, and then before you flip the victory cards. And then when you draw cards, the second player draws 6 instead of 5. So we've been playing it that way. Both players get 6 rather than it used to be the second player gets 5. Frenzy has a new effect. If you've declared an attack action this activation, you may declare an additional attack action, removing Frenzy instead of spending 1 action point.
Nice.
Okay. Now you can't, as far as I know, according to this, I still believe that Frenzy is an on-off switch. So you either have Frenzy or you don't. I think you have 5 tokens and you can start busting them all out.
But you could spend a token, get a Frenzy token, spend a token, get a Frenzy token.
You're right. You're so right.
I'm telling you, man, I'm about to cue you up for some pain.
Now we have the lead action rule is officially in place. Place it in portrait mode when leading from hand. So the aligned with the card, the portrait mode is what you want if it's a good one.
Portraits
so,
up and down?
Like this. So like this, if my main card is here, that would be an example of portrait mode. This would be an example of landscape mode.
Okay.
Right?
Landscape side to side.
Side to side, as if you were looking at a mountain, like a landscape. And then place the lead card in landscape. Okay, so then the worship actions, the talent pillars, they've changed.
These are the greens.
They've changed a lot.
You know, I used to think I would never know the names of the colors.
Yeah.
And I'm getting there.
Yeah, it's like Netrunner, right?
Yeah.
You just start learning. It's like
Kurumo,
that,
red,
that.
Talent green, Nupten,
Give
and
me the art.
Leviathan.
I know the
I got
name.
them. We're there.
Nailed it. There is no maximum number of pillars any longer.
So used to it was by the number of green characters in your list or that you brought to the game, right?
Now it's none. No maximum.
So that's
20
good.
pillars.
That's really good for Stone Barricade.
Kotlik skirmishes for 20 damage. He can remove any number of pillars and gets that much skirmish bonus.
It's terrifying.
Yeah. But how many actions did you have to spend to do that? I mean, that's like 20 actions to set up a one big
Still
attack.
terrifying.
So I think that's way cleaner. It's a common misunderstanding of the rules because you're removing pillars and placing them. How does that framework work if I'm at my max? So get rid of all that garbage. No max. Why do we need it? Good question. And then finally, a friendly pillar must be removed to trigger the hero skill with the worship icon next to it. I'm in love with this change. I'm absolutely in love with this change. Let me tell you why.
What's different about that?
I'll explain it perfectly to you. Let's look at Nelaclen. You want to bring him up, Bryce, if you can? Nelaclen, Nelaclen. So Nelliclin's got this ability. It's called the Heart Claims.
Okay.
And it says discard all face-up power cards on his hero card. He may play power cards as though he were in the same hex as the removed pillar. Okay. Now, previous to this, every ability here has a adjacent to the removed pillar, or it's all about the removed pillar. So the only way you could possibly resolve, like Takali's effect says heal a friendly hero adjacent to the removed pillar. So if you didn't remove a pillar, it couldn't do anything, right? But with Nelliclin, it doesn't require the first part of that effect to reference a removed pillar.
So you could discard the cards, not remove a pillar, and then he can keep doing his thing.
He could worship, not remove a pillar, clear his mana pool, and then cast from any pillar that he wants to. Or cast from the removed pillar, but if he didn't do that, he could still just clear his cards.
Which seems good.
Yeah, so like you can worship, not remove a pillar, clear your cards, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
So this is just making it simple where if you see this worship icon, this Talat pillar, little whirlwind swirl, all of those abilities must remove a pillar to trigger, and that cleans up any future interactions where this kind of stuff would get super confusing.
Yeah.
Because you assume, oh, if I blow up the pillar they're trying to remove, then they can't trigger that ability. But now it's like, oh, well, they can't.
He can just always do it. Now, that also, again, this is just cleaning up the rules fundamentally, right? Because
fundamental cleaning.
Because it lets them, now that pillars, basically there's no cap, it ensures that any worship action that they're doing for Talat is going to remove a pillar.
Yes.
So it's going to keep that in check.
If they're triggering the ability.
Yeah, but like there could be any number of abilities they write that are worship. If they just write it a certain way, it's like all of a sudden you can clear stuff, you can do whatever without removing, and all these pillars get stacked up, but you can't get both. You either have to be building pillars on the board or the other way around.
Yeah, and I really love it because this is the kind of weird small thing that stacks up on a game over the next 2 or 3 years.
That weight is important.
And it makes it too heavy, and it makes it weird, and the interactions are crazy and strange.
Which is why the living rules are so cool.
Yep.
You can prevent that gloat.
Yep, necessary. And then finally the ban list. So Grapple's still on there on the power cards. There's one power card added. It's Twist Allegiance. Somebody sing me a song.
That's the one where you can use your opponent's model?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, it's the one that I always look at and I say, "This, I just don't even want to touch this card."
You knew it was going to
I probably knew. Yeah, I probably knew
in your heart of hearts, you knew it was gone.
It's like, this is clearly tier 1. I'm not interested.
Yeah, I remember the first time. I think actually the first person that played against me was Tim.
It's probably Tim. It's got Tim written all over
and
it.
I was in the middle of the dome, and he was like, "Twist Allegiance," and I was like, "All right." And then he moved me 3 out of the dome. I was like, "Oh,
pretty good for 2
mana."
mana.
3 out of the dome. He moved me 3 out of the dome, and not within a control point at all.
Yeah, of course.
And I committed a card. I was like,
but you'll notice something about both Grapple and Twist of Allegiance. They're effectively doing similar things, which is why they require banning. Any card that's going to allow you to essentially Bugatti a hero 3 away from anything, especially for 2 mana, is way too good.
Yeah, it has to be like the closest to that is Yami's ultimate in my mind, where she grabs someone and puts them next to her.
Feels like an ultimate, right?
But it's like that is she gets to do it. It's an ultimate. It costs 3. And it's like, that's her thing.
Yeah, and it's got to be next to her, too, which I think is very relevant. But Grapple can move a hero like 5 spaces, I think. Twist Allegiance, you can move 3. If they have, it's like, it's just too much. Like, if I go second, and I'm the last activation, and I have Twist Allegiance in hand, technically I can walk up to whatever model that's contributing 4 to that control point. Could be contributing as much as 7 presence plus a 3 under, and just walk them off.
Wouldn't that be 5?
It's too much. Yes, 100%. I already had it in my head.
Yeah, Mooney's saying, sad to see such a unique card gone. I wish they could errata cards, but I understand the simplicity of banning. I wouldn't be surprised if, and we'll see, but I wouldn't be surprised if you see that card again with art.
I don't like any card that lets you take control of your opponent's models.
I just don't think it'll be that ability. But it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if they errata it and then put it in like the new, when they reprint the starter, and then give some way for current players to get the actual version of the card.
Yeah, assuming that happens. I imagine they will. So
you just have a piece of art that's sitting there.
This is the kind of game you probably see a new starter at some point after probably, what, a year or 2 of releases? It seems like that kind of a thing.
It would make sense to me to do a new starter when you run out, or you're running out of the old one. Just from a print run standpoint.
Right.
You could print it with the new card. Or you could just use that opportunity to print a totally new starter and include all the cards that people can't otherwise get.
Because the rulebook probably, it can be cleaned up a lot too.
Yeah,
a lot
you
of
just turn the rulebook up and you do the whole thing. So I wouldn't be shocked to see to see that kind of thing in the future.
And then also the victory card, Siege, is banned as well.
And that's the one where your opponent's pillars have 4 or less?
Yeah, so let me tell you why this was banned. I found this out. It says reduce the enemy towers down to a total of 4 hit points or less. First of all, that's pretty confusing. In terms of all the condition cards, it's just straight up confusing. Does that mean, it essentially means I only have 4 towers left. But if I only push one side and I push 5 down there, and then the Nexus now builds technically 5 towers, but it doesn't really build the towers.
So like if your opponent intentionally loses one side, they can prevent you from getting the swing condition?
That's 100% right.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of awkward, and then apparently it just, nobody was winning with this condition. Like it wasn't changing the game at all, so it was like there was 2 victory cards instead of 3.
Yeah.
So get rid of it. We got a new one coming in into Ashes.
Don't need it. That's a great example of like, again, when you buy a core set, all the stuff you get in it, right? It's like one piece of cardboard not being playable is so worth just a cleaner, better, more enjoyable game.
I'll take it every time, man. Absolutely every time.
All right, you ready to look at some cards?
Let's look at some cards. You know what I want to do? I want to talk about deck building for a second. I'm feeling insane.
You just talk. I'm just feeling organized.
I'm feeling wild. Are you feeling? You're feeling wild. I'm in a good mood.
Yeah,
Robert's in a good mood.
I'm just rebooting.
You're in a good mood.
He's a dude. I'm a dude. We're all dudes. That's what that reminded me of. Have you heard that?
Here's a couple of different ways you can build decks.
Like me.
I haven't heard
the right
no.
way. And like Steven, a crazy man. After you told me I was crazy, then we went through your process, and it was, I'm just kidding. It was fine. I understand your process.
Everybody's got weird brain stuff. I mean, that's why we play these games. I mean, like.
Yes.
But this one, it's not even about the cards you're including. It's literally the entire philosophy around how you're deciding to build a theme before you even start with the cards. That's why it's like the most exciting deck building process that I've ever experienced. And I can say that wholeheartedly without even like trying to be like, I don't know, is that true? I don't want to make a statement about that. No, it's 100% true. This is the most interesting deck building that I've ever been a part of, ever. Deck construction. Deck building is like Star Realms. I always try to.
Well, they stole the word from us.
They did.
We've been using deck building since the 90s.
That's right. We deck build before the game starts. They deck build while the game's going.
The game they play is the deck building.
Yeah.
But this is the game outside the game we were talking about on the podcast.
That's right. You deck build and then you go
the
play
joy
a game.
that you experience during Star Realms you get before you get to the joy of actually playing the thing.
That's right. And I've gotten so much joy out of Skytear deck building. It's unreasonable.
It's easily, I mean, it was the moment for me. I told you this, I think it was the moment for you too. Like the first time you know enough to actually go try to build a deck.
Yeah.
And then it hits
Your brain melts.
Just how unprepared and unqualified you are to build that deck. And it's like,
it's like what deck, right? Yeah. It's like what, do I build like a hero or a pair or all of them together? 6, 5, 2?
I've never encountered, like maybe since the first game of Pokemon, like when I first started building it, I have not encountered that feeling. Like with Champions, we started learning that last year. It was like 2 games in, I'm like, I'm at 80% right now.
Yeah.
I know what's up. Destiny hit me, it was like, it's when I realized it was actually a game. When I started building.
It wasn't just funny dice.
But also, I wasn't at any point like, oh man, this is like so beyond me. I have years this is like, I have years of time before I feel like I'm actually good at this.
Yeah, it's like I said, 20%, maybe 30%. All right, do we need to see? We'll leave the top down because it's kind of nice to see. So let's just have a conversation here real quick. Here's something I've been keen on doing as of this weekend when I started doing it this way for whatever reason. Just ideas. They just come up and it's like, what's up? So
what's up?
I've been obsessed with Zakol, mainly because I want to try to lay claim to this model before Zach does. So I'm just gonna keep talking about it and keep so like he just knows.
He's red, dude.
Kind of like I can't play Akimo and I know that, and I have no interest because I know that Zach's so interested in Akimo. But if I keep talking about Zakol, Zach won't touch Zakol. So I'm going to stick to that. And Ryan did a great job on this paint job. Has that kind of Zach likes the Americana look here too.
Yep.
But again, I'm claiming it. So this is Zakol. I love Warriors just in general because it's great. It's like they're not great at anything particularly, but they're not bad at anything either. So you can kind of do whatever you need with them.
That sounds about like your decks.
Yeah, quite surprising, isn't it? So here's what I'm thinking. Zakol. So I think every great deck starts with your favorite model. Right? I'm willing to say that. In a lot of games, you don't get to do that. In this game, you absolutely get to do that. Any model that you love, you can start there and build a deck around it. Done. So let's say Zakol is my starting model. So I started to have this idea, well, let's look at what Zakol actually does. what you think he does. He's a giant club warrior.
He does what you think he does. He makes you get out of the way.
But you kind of think, Zakol, going to be bashing things around and kind of a dumb, big attack stuff kind of guy. Not that at all. Not that at all. If we look at these actual abilities, when you damage with an attack, you get to push somebody. That's an incredible, incredible ability to have on a model. We already seen what Ekrit does with that. This is incredible. And then deal 1+ to an enemy minion adjacent to a removed pillar as the ability. And I started realizing Zakol is a laning model.
He's a pusher.
He's such a great pusher.
Yeah.
You roll up to the enemy hero, you push them 1. If that gets them out of the control point, game is over, right? If it doesn't, you can potentially frenzy and do it again. Or you can pair it with slide, where now in this lane, I can push you 1 away and then play slide and push you 1 more away because it's within 2. Now, unless you're right next to that control point, I have essentially negated, and if you got a lead card, I probably negated 4 control right there.
Unreal.
Then meantime, after I do that, I can worship over here and destroy a minion, and I'm like 5 up in that lane. So like the possibilities with Zakol are endless. But there's the tension there. Now, I don't know if they planned this or if this was just like a happy accident, but slide is -1. So the combo is beautiful, but it also makes your enemy minion killing a little bit less potent because you're going to flip that 1+, and it's going to be that -1 at least 1 time.
Yep.
And it's going to feel awful. So do you run slide? Do you not run slide? We'll try to figure that out. But you look at, okay, so I know that he's a laner, he's a pusher. So I'm going to bring Zakol whenever I want to push a lane, which is most of the life.
Pretty much every game.
Most of the time, yeah. Who would pair well with that? So my second thought is, let's find a hero who can pair well with Zakol.
Now, are you filtering these through 1 lane, 2 lane, or is that later?
I'm not even filtering. I have, it's like a concept, right? It's like this person, I'm filtering through 2 lane, ultimately.
The old standard?
But this person wants to push a lane. They're here to control points, push a lane, harass the enemy hero. I come from the old school Dota mentality.
All right.
So my immediate love with this is old Tlakali. Something I've gotten way better at pronouncing over time.
Tlakali?
And
so
so
get the L in there.
What I was looking for is what kind of a hero would want to drop a pillar next to enemy minions anyway, so that Zakol could blow up that pillar and cause the damage.
And move it next to other minions.
And potentially move it next to other minions, yes, exactly. So Tlakali comes to mind immediately. The first turn you want to place that pillar next to your minions so they can't be hurt. And then it's also at the end of that round right next to, so if Zakol activates last, can blow up the pillar, place 1 in advance of where those minions are going to end up, and still activate the push and potentially get an enemy outside of the control range. So I started thinking, wait a minute, what if you thought of this in terms of pairs of models that work exceedingly well together doing the same role?
So like tag teams in wrestling.
Like tag teams in wrestling, it's exactly right. If you saw this tag team rolling through, I mean, I would be jacked on that.
I mean, it's basically Scott Hall and Kevin Nash.
That's right. That's exactly what I thought. No, so I'm like, okay, boom. I'm going to take that as my combo there. And then I need to ask myself, why would I take this package? And I'm thinking this is my strong pushing, my laning package. So it's like, okay, like there's at least a push objective, and I'm going to take that one. Now, this also, I haven't gotten any farther than this, so this also could become the core, because when do you not need to push a lane in this game?
Pushing is always good.
Pushing is always good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I might build an assassin pair, and then what's the third pair? What's the third pair? I mean, when would you not bring assassins?
I mean, are the other 2...
Variations?
I almost wonder if you have your core 2 and then you have 4 role players.
You think 4 like...
So like you have 1 like strict, it's a mage, assassin, all the damage card, like direct damage cards, direct damage. If they've got high armor, you bring this in to go in and get someone. Or if you get a win condition that's kill a hero so many times, then maybe the next role is like the immovable object, right? Mm-hmm. High armor, positioning cards, can't deal with it. I can just be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Or like you can basically define whatever the 4 are.
Tell
and then
me this though.
You know you're picking your 2, and the other slots are essentially like...
I think I like that a lot.
what other 2 tools do you need in this game?
You can also think in terms of counters, right?
Yep.
So you could have the anti-heal model
Totally.
that you bring. So I see that you've taken Freyhell. I'm going to bring my Disrupt,
Absolutely.
Burning Scar.
That's what I'm talking about. You
what
pick
have
4
you.
roles that you want, whether it's based on the win conditions or countering what your opponent's doing. And then it's like, now it's like you have your 2.
Yeah.
You know this fundies, this is happening.
Yeah.
And then like the other stuff is just strict answers.
Now, tell me this, though. Like, this is the thing that we've been struggling with, is in every game, pushing is good. In every game, assassins are good. Killing your opponent's models is good. Regardless of victory conditions, even if it's just a 1-lane push the Nexus, those 2 functions are incredibly valuable.
Yep.
So it's really not about pushing or killing. It's about the best way to do it given the scenarios in your opponent's list. So how do you then design that? Is it like, well, if I'm against red, I'm going to bring Charm to get rid of Frenzy. I'm going to bring, so like I have my blue Charm package, and it's like, oh, okay, against red or blue, well, this is a model I want to take.
And I think part of that comes down to understanding the meta and your matchups. And we're way too early for that to be the case, but like the recognition that like if the thing you can actually lose to is A or B, that's probably what I'm countering, where it's like maybe I don't have a direct counter for blue.
Yeah.
If I don't have a problem with blue in general, but there might be something that it's just like, I don't know how to beat this thing.
So that it's fun that the deck building is there waiting for a meta to develop, and then you have the slots that you can bring in to counter it, actually.
Yeah, so kind of where I'm at, though, is like, and I think this is what I'm going to build to today, especially with a 1-lane map, is like, I think there's also immense value in synergy. And so like there is the like toolbox effect, but there's also like, what is it you're trying to do and just do that exceptionally well?
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, or there's the counterplay where you're actually just trying to counter your opponent, which I think is where you get to on the high levels.
You can also just take 3 pairs that work really well together, not even thinking about what necessarily their roles are, right? So like Freyhell and Estrada, they work beautifully together no matter what you're doing.
Yeah, it's a tag team.
Right, like these 2 are a great tag team. They work together exceedingly well. Does Red have any particular like tag teams, like Miyuki tag teams with anybody that works really well?
Yeah, I mean, Miyuki's just great as a control piece. I also think the Kichi, Kichi's Predict.
Yami and Kichi pretty good together because Predict to make sure you don't hit your -1s in case that's a thing for Yami. I'm trying to think like abilities that would necessarily like make it a tag team worth having, you know? Or like maybe Hokusai and Akimo, -1 armor to marked enemies, mark them, do damage, move to them. Like when you see the worship abilities and how they can work together, that's where you start to kind of suss out your tag teams. And you can take that theme and make it even better with the power cards because you assume that these 2 are always going to be together. So you now have 16 cards that you're building to rather than 8.
I mean, I think on the 2-lane map, it's very smart to think in 2s because a lot of times we'll have teams of 2 on both sides.
Yeah, usually.
And so understanding that these 2 work together in this way, that's why the Frail and Estrada are so good together. It's like they're a team. They go to one side. So if you have 2 strong teams, that makes a lot of sense. In this case, though, we have 3 characters out at the same time.
This is different.
Yeah, so like that's where my brain's at is like...
It's really a team of 3 is what this is.
I want 4 characters that all do this, contribute to the same goal. Because once one, I don't want any one going away to cause me issues. The decks are going to be the same, right? You have a 32-card deck either way. And that's all about like, what am I trying to do? Do that very well. And then any counters to things that stop me from doing what I'm doing. And then the heroes all just need to contribute to the same goal.
I like Caesar too here. Caesar's saying, why not start with 3 so you can perfectly divide cards across the deck. So if you want 3 of a copy, it's 1 to each of those 3 heroes. And then you have 3 flex slots basically.
And those are just your toolboxes, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, now assuming that, I mean, so I was thinking in pairs because most of the time, almost all the time, that first turn, there's going to be 2 heroes in one of the lanes. You're going to have 2 in one, 1 in another, and 1 in the dome. This is also classic Dota, right?
Yeah.
Somebody's going mid. Who's going to solo? Who's going to team up? We got a gank. We're going to make it happen. So, like, if I know that I have one really strong team, I can count on them going and destroying the lane that needs to be destroyed. Then the other 2 slots are really more reactive to what my opponent's strengths are.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know enough to know what that is, though.
I also think that those 2 slots inherently are probably, even your 3rd slot, So you know you got these 3 for your deck to happen, right? But your 4th slot, both number 3 and 4, whoever those are on the roster, need to be able to function by themselves.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
That's actually the main thing. You have one team, which is probably the push team too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
you got to be able to put pressure on a tower, or you're not going to win.
And these 2 are sticking together, and then the other 2 are like they just work.
Yeah, they're like little self-contained.
Yes.
Then you have your little 4 self-contained pods. I like that a lot.
It's interesting, but again, it's 180. It's a total different 2-lane versus 1-lane, and 3 lanes different too.
But don't you think, we talked about this, I don't know if you guys heard this, I don't know if it was on a podcast or on
I think this idea, I think it was a stream, is the best.
Yeah, that basically, like, what if a tournament was, you go 2-lane during tournament rounds, and then the top 8 is the 1-lane map, or the top 16 is a 1-lane map, and then the finals is the 3-lane map. You got to use the same 6 heroes and draft them for the entire day.
I think it'd be incredible.
I would absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And then your top 16 rounds, your top cut rounds are super fast on the 1-lane, and then your final is an epic 3-lane showdown. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You can't write something better than that. Talk about Nash or whoever it is that you said earlier on.
Scott Hall, Kevin Nash.
Scott Hall, Kevin Nash.
Yeah, it's like a Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
All these guys, it gets down to 1-on-1 at the end.
Man, I would love to do a Royal Rumble situation like here. Huh. Everybody gets to pack all the movement cards and just try to throw each other out of the map.
Even imagine if every time a hero got defeated in this, you get to bring a new hero in. And it's like, but the only win condition is completely defeating all your opponent's heroes.
Yeah. I like that. I like it a lot. Okay, so what are you on in deck building? Where's your brain on this now?
Here, we're going to play on the 1-lane map, right?
Yes.
So what I'm at on the deck building is I want to build a frenzy-tastic list.
Okay.
So what I'm looking at is, because of the way Frenzy works now, all of the plus attack cards get inherently better.
Way better.
Previously, it was like, I can't pay for Frenzy and pay for things that boost my strength and actually consider that I'm going to get benefit out of those.
Yeah.
So there are some cards that, like, let me find it. Brutal Precision. Caster gets +2 attack. It's like, for a long time, it's like,
Do you know how much I love that card?
It's just raw value, right?
It's raw value.
But it's really, really, really good value if you actually get to make 2 or 3 attacks.
I mean, at that point, it's bananas value.
Yeah. So I'm looking at all the attack cards, all of the Frenzy cards, all of the, like, Mind Palace even, because I want to set up, like, double Frenzy with plus attack a couple times.
You're going to finally do it.
And to do that, and I'm going to try to, can I make an aggro list fast enough that tabling you is actually an option? Because it didn't feel like it. Dan said, by the way, the battery on that will last about 10 hours.
Okay, cool. So we got to be... we only need to bust this outside out when we're playing in the dark.
Which is anytime we're not streaming.
That's right. Oh,
Ben
yeah,
Sweeney,
Zach, it would be.
Skytear Weekend's going to be lit with those 3 maps.
Yes.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
We already know the format.
Or maybe, what if it was random? What if you randomly rolled and then sometimes you played 3, sometimes 2, sometimes 1, same list? It's got to be the same list. That's the thing I like. I like building, and then like the one person that builds like kind of for the 3-lane map, but they're a little less good, but then they make it to the finals and then they just dominate. Not that it's that different on the different lanes, but
yeah.
Whatever.
So I'm just getting cards.
So you're just going to do a kill me list.
Yeah, I think movement's important. I think attack modifiers are important.
Okay. So I want to bring in some Nupten, but I want to keep with my power folks here. I guess it's hard to play green and yellow, isn't it?
Green and yellow. Maybe you're onto a new thing.
No.
One of my goals is to do blue-red at some point and make it actually good. But, you know, like if you did, as an example, if I did have a duo of red characters and then it was like I drop in Freyhill and Astrida, it's like if they're on opposite sides of the map, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're doing their own thing.
And they're good enough that it works. Let's leave that on the short list. Technically, lifesteal gets insane. Let me look at some heroes actually really quick because I want to bring in some of these Nuptens, both so I can...
Oh, are you bringing in Nuptens? If you bring in the Nuptens, I don't feel obligated to do it. I'll go blue-green. I'm
definitely going to bring in Cytherio.
I might stay all green because it's painted. You know?
Yep.
Like I'm at the point now where like gray models?
No.
Yeah, I can't even do it anymore. Can't even do it. I've crossed the Rubicon. What is a Rubicon? You have any idea?
Yeah.
Wow, this is actually very surprising.
The Rubicon is Caesar, I think, crossed the Rubicon. There's a bridge. The Rubicon's a river, I believe, and it was basically like it was either Caesar or Xerxes, but I think it was Caesar. And it's basically like if he took his army across this, it was a show of aggression, and it was like you can't go back from this sort of thing. I think that's
okay, that
what
makes
the
sense.
Rubicon is.
Yeah, very cool.
So
All
it's
right,
like,
so
you've gone and crossed the Rubicon. It's like there's no going back.
Here, take some refracts too.
Correct me if I'm wrong if you're a history major out there.
Or majorly into history. Or if you have Google. I'm going to take the stone barricades.
All right. Yep. Makes sense.
And are you going to try to hit me with damage?
Dude, soul swap? Are you kidding me? What is that?
You need to play yellow. See, it's got those frisky cards that you love so much.
The caster and target friendly hero are swapped. Any effect on the stack targeting either of those heroes. They like physically swap?
Yeah, so you target Zakol. I play soul swap here. Now you're targeting Zakali. Just a total swap. Isn't that nuts?
There it is. Caesar took his army into Rome.
There you go. All right, Fireblaze on it. Isn't that insane? And you know what's even cooler? The commonly cited Kanui, where it's like she can't be attacked next to her illusion. If you swap her next to her illusion, she can't be attacked.
Can't be attacked.
Yeah. Fizzles. Fizzles. So it looks like it's green time for me. I'm going to play with this maximum pillar rule. What goes through your head when you deck build?
Right now, I'm just looking for good cards.
What does a good card even mean?
So it's cards that are going to take advantage of my macro strategy, which are making use of Frenzy.
Okay. So you're trying to Frenzy a lot. Caesar, that's hilarious. You're trying to Frenzy. Does Akla do anything except for die? Can anybody help me out with that? There's a puzzle for you. I only like these two models in green, to be honest with you. Let's go with some blue models then. How about Brilvar? And maybe some Freyel. That would be annoying, wouldn't it? Don't I need I feel like I need an assassin.
Old Gunchy says, I hope you don't mind me saying your name like that. I just think it's so funny. Really appreciate the last podcast. It got me doing research I might not have done otherwise. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah, it's great to hear. Okay, so I feel like maybe green will just be my buddy ruin. So I want everything to at least have green. I'm going to run primarily green cards. You know what? I haven't given Golbjorn his...
Does Disarm apply for my whole round?
Until the end of the activation, Disarm applies, yeah. Unless you clear it. Until you exhaust, basically, right?
Yeah.
Golbjorn really better in a max blue list. See, this is what we're talking about. Like, Brilvar is a self-sustaining model. I feel like Freyel is a self-sustaining model as well. So like these, but Golbjorn is, you get plus damage for every shapeshifted hero around you, and so that's really best in a mono blue list, right?
Yep, you're right.
Okay. And Akla does die a lot, which is why I'm very interested in playing. But not gonna. All right, so how about, what happens whenever you don't have an assassin? Or a mage, or anybody that can do damage? Perhaps.
'Tis the question.
I could run Nelliclin.
Heroes decided.
I could run Nelliclin.
I believe.
He's so killable. Ugh. Are you running Habarat?
Nope. I'm only running Sathiru from the
I might end
yellows.
up running Habarat. Now, technically, we would build 6 and we draft down to 4. But where's the fun in that? Maybe I'll do...
It's a river. I was right.
Oh, good.
On multiple accounts. This is crazy.
The Rubicon.
I love that you were surprised that I knew it.
I know, yeah. It's just not...
I'm a man about town.
Standard, you know? Oh, so Zakol and Haberat could share the red ruin, and Tlakali and Freyhel could share the green ruin and the blue ruin. This is the hard part.
The tire has met the road, as they say.
Okay, how about we do it like this then?
Dude, you know what's weirdly good in this game?
What's that?
Recall.
It is weirdly good, yeah? You think so? It's really good because you can't die in this one. You don't want to die.
And
I don't want to die.
And you don't move that far.
Yeah.
It's not like you're resetting back to the beginning of the board.
You know, you're not wrong about that. It's pretty good, but I bet you're not going to run it.
I mean, that's not this list, but there are lists where that would be good.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do Brilvar, I'm going to do Zakol, I'm going to do Haberat, I'm going to do Tlakali. All the models that I like. I like melee things. I've figured that out about myself. So then we've got 3 green ruins. I'm going to bring Haberat in at the very end to be my cleanup. And I'm going to build Zakol like I talked about building Zakol. So,
like a boss?
Why don't we do... Yeah, so it's going to be 3 slides.
Slide to the left.
Mm-hmm. Or I suppose you could do strength over pain. It kind of functions the same. Well, that's actually quite interesting. So move, attack, strength over pain, skirmish, frenzy attack. That works, right? Yeah, totally works.
Move.
Yes.
Say that again.
Let's
Move,
flex
attack,
on
strength,
frenzy. So like you can turn in that frenzy token after your 3rd action.
Totally. That's what it's so good.
Yes.
Give me that Mind Palace.
Yes. Ooh, I've always loved the art on Strength Over Pain too. It's so usable now. Okay. Get Strength Over Pain. And here's another thing that I like to do. Again, this is not the right way to do anything, but it's the way I like to do it. What is the signature card that this hero is going to bring? So Strength Over Pain is going to activate Zakol. He can get a double push. Boom. Love it. Tlakali, you just need to stay alive, so we're going to give you Nourish ×3.
Noxtius, that's awesome. Says, I finally been able to catch a Skytear stream. Welcome. Found your channel through Skytear recently, and I've been trying my best to watch all the streams so far. I've learned so much. Glad to hear it.
Nice.
Glad to have you here.
Most people come in the other direction on that one. Started with any number of other things we've done, and then discovered Skytear through the channel. But not this time. Okay. Well. Nourish. Where's my 3rd Nourish? You taking my Nourishes?
No.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay.
Nailed it.
Maybe it's just 2 Nourishes. Maybe she has presence. Ah, she needs to heal, though. Why is this game so hard?
Why is Steven crying?
Can't you just print, like, 5% of your cards are good, and then I just go home? Now, if I'm getting really goofy, I would do 2+2s on each, and then 2 3-mana cards on each. That's just the kind of tidiness that really gets me excited. And I think Tlakali is going to go 2 Strength of the Pack, because yes. And then she's got the sinkholes, I think. No, Zakol's got the sinkhole. No? Does it matter? Zach, does it matter?
Doesn't matter. Nope.
No, it doesn't matter. But somebody's getting the sinkhole. That's for sure. Ooh, I'm going to run all the disarm too, just because I know that you're going to be annoying. That's how this works, right? All right, sinkhole is in. This card is bananas. And then, you know what? I think a stone barricade may be in order here. I like stone barricade in Zakol, right?
I like it in general.
What does the ultimate do? It's a kind of a push out of nowhere, right? It's like you play stone barricade, all of a sudden now I can be pushed. It saves you the worship action to activate the push ability, so I think it's really strong here. If the target ends the push adjacent to a pillar, deal 2+ damage to him. Deal 4 and apply slow. Push the target 3 hexes if they end adjacent to a pillar. So there's some possibilities. Totemic Slam. You could kind of make that work. Let's go. Let's go. All right, so I'm following a formula that I've just created.
Just now.
It's basically 2+2s, 2/3 manas, and then your signature card. Boom. Just like that. So then, I've already broken it. So don't listen to that. That's not necessarily the right advice. And then 2/3 manas. I understand why people think I'm insane now.
Got there.
I might just be insane.
You never know.
I think it's the right kind of insane. Strength of the pack, so good. That might actually be her number 1. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I've had so much luck with this card. Why is James crying? All right, so we're going to go 3 Strength of the Pack, then 2 Nourish, and the 3 mana is less important, but I'm going to stick to the basics here. You like Ice Wall or Chasm? I'm kind of feeling Ice Wall these days. I've always loved that card, and I feel like it kind of fits the Tlakali narrative. She's the only ranged person I have, so may as well.
Well, I ended up not being able to get all the cards I want in here.
Oh, good. That means that isn't this insane? What's gonna be like in a year?
It's crazy how many cards I didn't like. I would love to get more cards in. It's not happening.
Isn't that depressing?
Yeah.
As much as it is liberating. And we all see. You watch Zach and I play. We have pet cards and we have like things that we like to do. What you're seeing from us is hardly representative of the right way to play or even a good way to play this game. It's probably good. It's probably at least average. We didn't just fall off the turnip truck, as they say. And we've been at this for a little while.
As they say, indeed.
Hopefully enough for it to matter.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Bonesaw's ready?
Bonesaw is ready. Look at you. You're building so min-max, and I'm over here like adaptability. Okay.
That is your nature.
That's right. Like water. I took a keto as a child. Presence times 3 on Brilvar.
Well, one thing I will say here is that I'm fully expecting me to try to do awesome stuff, and then you to be like, nah, how about we don't do that?
I don't think so, man. I'm not playing yellow. I'm not going to dismiss anything out of hand.
Yeah, but you got the like, you tried to hit me, but I moved. That's why 3 of my 4 characters are ranged. Can't get out of the way of that truck.
You can't get out of the way of that truck. You're so right.
That was my goal. Frenzy and ranged. Those are the 2 requirements here. Plus the new card. Those are the requirements. Reminds me of what's the name of that movie? It's called The Jerk. Is that what it is? Where it's I can't think of his name.
I'm gonna do Granite Skin Impervious on Brilv. Let's just push that one.
That's cool to hear, Zach. He says, I think your differing playstyles contribute a ton to how instructive and informative these streams are.
Oh, man. That's great. Glad to hear that. Ooh, Impervious or Repost? The classic question. You can either get a target hero. Yeah, definitely Impervious.
Steve Martin, that's right. That's his name. He somehow basically accidentally gets rich He's not a very bright person.
That happens a lot, you know.
And then he loses all of his money because he doesn't know what he's doing. And then he's getting kicked out of his house, and he's like, I don't need anything. And then as he's walking along, he's like, except this chair. I don't need anything except this chair and this lamp. And before he's like, has all this stuff as he's walking out of his house. That's what that reminded me of.
Genius.
Yeah, it was funny.
Genius.
But that's an old movie. My dad was fond of it, so maybe I should question that.
Hello. Reeve. Right. Attack. Yes. Reeve on Habarat is correct. I'm stealing your cards, man.
Come get it.
Then this is just my kill hero. Kill hero. How about, what if we did Clear Mind's good. You're in a Clear Mind?
Yep. The one thing I can't have is disarm.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely right.
Needs to not happen.
Maybe yellow, but it would have to be only useful on Habarat here. You know what it's going to be? It's going to be swiftness, I think.
That old thing?
I mean, if you can't get there, I'm going to do time shift, time glitch. Yeah, 100%. Removes, yeah. Man, my movement ability is just, I don't have room anymore for them. What's up with that? That's no good.
It's not even 3 o'clock. I thought this would take us a lot longer. I just want to, this is how I learn though. I just start jamming.
Yeah, start jamming. Okay, so we've got the +2, we've got the plus. What is Habarat's? If he had a signature card, Hurricane Strike, if you're laning, works really well with him. I mean, in theory, it does. Yeah, Dragon Punch is really good. You know that when you Dragon Punch with Habarat, you get to move X number of spaces, which is the number of minions hit because of his ability. It says when he damages a minion, move 1 hex. So if he damages
4,
5,
he can move 4.
He can juice across the board. Yeah,
that seems good.
It is good. Aaron, that's great. Aaron Clark, it's good to hear. I was never a big deck builder, but there's something about this game and your commentary that really gets me into the meta of Skytear.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to hear, honestly. All right, time glitch. Super Saiyan Reeve. But I like Reeve so much. I don't need Dragon Punch. Get out of here. I'm taking the Hurricane Strike. It's too thematic, and I don't care about winning enough to not take it.
What are you taking?
Hurricane Strike.
Yeah, if you move 4, you can do it twice.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Nailed it.
Knowing cards.
Just nailed it. Or do I just bring Habarat in with 3 redirects? Oh, that would be annoying.
Hey now.
That would be so annoying.
Hey now.
Yeah.
Redirect's good.
That's what I'm talking about. Shadow of Death, no. Here's my Hurricane Strike. Also, it's worth considering Migraine with Habarat because the #1 thing you don't want your assassin to do is die.
That is correct.
Really, their attack, just getting an attack, is the best thing that they can do. Okay.
Habarat.
Okay, let's do, I'm gonna make you honor it. I'm gonna have 1 redirect in the deck.
Vince Sweeney says, I didn't understand what Steven meant when he said Skytear is a game you dream about until about 10 games in.
I'm glad I said that. I do agree with that.
Honorable Discord says, you guys have made me need to get Arkham. I have a few people willing to play and schedules that actually work. One problem is getting all the cards. I would rather give you guys or some other small store the money over Amazon. Do you have any idea when you will be restocked? So we restock as regularly as we can.
It's out everywhere.
But if you can find it, don't hesitate to get it, especially when you're talking about the core set and the first cycle just to get into the game. Appreciate you wanting to support us, but definitely don't want you missing the boat on that game.
We'll give you plenty of ways to support us through all sorts of things to buy, unless we're just failing.
Yeah,
we've got aftermarket Arkham product. We got a content subscription. We've even got, once you subscribe, then you just get all the future stuff. But as far as catching up, like we really
Yeah.
There's only so much you can do. You try to order the products, they don't come in,
and then on top of that, you can sign up for the wait list on any of those products that you want to wait for. And you're only going to go through so much Arkham content at once. So if you really want to, just sign up for whatever you're wanting to get, and we'll get those as soon as we can. But I appreciate it.
Now,
Honorable Discord says, LOL, you guys are in no way failing at that.
Awesome. That's good. Good to hear. I love this game, Zach. This moment of just building a new deck and then just about to take it for a spin, there's something so amazingly cool about that, and it happens specifically when there's miniatures involved too. Like when you have this new list and this new idea, it's different than subbing in like, oh, I'm going to try 3 of this card in my Han Solo deck. But when you start a new archetype in a card game, it feels like that every time I build for Skytear.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, now I'm going to play my Edward Kim deck in Netrunner that I just built. It doesn't really matter how well it does, which is usually poorly. But it's just like, oh,
yeah.
I mean, it's an exploration.
I think something to note on that just is the recognition that when you have characters, it reminds me of Destiny in that way. Like you build a Darth Vader deck. As opposed to just a deck in a card game. Like a Targaryen deck
just
is different
card
than
game,
like that kind of a thing. So I always really like card games. Netrunner did this too, right? Where it's like you have a persona that you're embodying. So I dig that.
No, you're right on. And in fact,
yeah, Blake, we got a lot of paint stuff in. We were zoomed in earlier on it, but like this thing's crazy.
Dan did that. Cat Maroney on Discord, so amazing. Did you show him the juice? Check this out. Put an LED in there. Look at that.
It doesn't come across on camera like it does in person. It's fantastic.
Aaron Clark, are we getting excited about mass mutation, or is it one of the things we get excited once it's here? The podcast, you probably heard the podcast, hopefully, I want to assume, about the game outside the game. The thing that Keyforge misses for me is I don't have any reason to think about it before the cards are in front of me.
Yeah.
So, no, I haven't thought about mass mutation at all, because I'm going to get a box of decks probably, or I'm going to snipe Jonathan's or Zach's, and we're going to sit down and crack them open and play and not know anything about what's going on and absolutely love it. Now, I will say I love that they're including in the algorithm cards that just buff other cards in your deck passively. I absolutely love that. It's like, oh, now this card has 6 amber because you got these 6 cards in sequence. It's like, amazing.
Yeah.
It's exactly how the game should be working.
Yep. You nailed it. The lack of game outside the game is the thing that keeps it off my mind.
Now, if I could just
I'm in front of it,
if I could hop online and
play all the time,
all the time,
that'd be different.
That would be something else.
But that's where like every time it's one of the things I like about Keyforge so much, and it works for me. I like actually playing and exploring, so you cut out all that downtime. But once you feel like you've explored, it kind of leaves you without anything to really do.
Yeah, I would love to be able to just take any of my random 20 decks, go online, click randomize, and play something. That's how you win with Keyforge.
Yeah.
It's different for every game, right?
If I can play Keyforge on my phone with the decks that I own, I cannot stress how many times I would play Keyforge.
You do at least once a night for a while.
I bet it would at least be a couple hours every week.
This hot rod is so beautiful.
Yeah. Look at this Aethera, dude.
You can't kill this hot rod. It's too pretty.
I agree.
What are you bringing? You're bringing a 15 health and a 14 health model into this one-lane slamma-jamma?
I'll kill you faster.
Put it on the gravestone, ladies and gentlemen.
I got 2 mages. I'm playing a game, and it's going down. That's how I played. What was the game? Oh, X-Wing. I did that with X-Wing for a while. It got like really. It was like most games were going to time, and then like you weren't actually winning. You were just deciding on like points, on like ships blown up or partial ships blown up. So then I started running a list that could either win or lose in the first 20 or 30 minutes.
Ah, you were that guy.
Yep. Got me a top something at Adepticon one of those years.
I'll never forget that time I finished top something.
Well, one year was like top 8, and I think the other year was top 16. I just don't remember which year it was.
All right. Does it feel, I've always wondered this, when you're watching us here on the stream, for those of us that have a local game store or that have been a part of conventions and stuff, does it feel like you're just hanging out at like a store or at a convention watching Skytear? Because that's honestly the coolest vibe. I hope that that's what it feels like.
They're just hanging out with us playing a game?
Yeah, that we're all just kind of almost around the same table together and watching.
By the way, the details reveal themselves in these models.
It's so good.
The more, like, let me see Batman. I'll show you this. I didn't notice it at first because I was too fascinated by the stars. But the metal actually looks metal, and then this is actually the best one.
Oh man, it does look metal.
Shafathi. Look, if you look at the base, there's like flecks of gold actually on the bottom. It's not just flat.
Dan.
You see those flecks?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's just next level. Makes me angry.
Makes me want to die right here.
Right here, right now.
I've seen everything I need to see. It's done. Nothing else is needed. You ready to do this thing?
Let's dance, man.
All right, place your bets on the table. Who's going to win this one?
First or second, you want blue or white blue?
I think Zach's going to win. You need a win here.
Blue or white?
Blue.
Let's try it again. Blue or white?
Somehow you actually got that token to stand up on
Blue.
its side.
Yeah,
so we
nailed
couldn't
it.
actually tell.
It's blue.
I would like to go second, of course.
So who places their minions first?
Oh, wait, hold on. We got to choose our outsiders.
Well, I'm playing big boy.
Is that your one you're bringing with your list?
Yep.
I'll bring Batman with the list so we get the new models in. Didn't we do this exact thing last time?
Do you have the outsiders?
Oh, you turned these all.
Yeah, you have a stack over there.
Yeah. You want them?
I was turning them so the camera could see them.
I was having them match the icons printed on the board, you know.
Yeah. Well, see, again, I was more concerned with the other people, and you were more concerned with your experience.
It was just the map. I mean, it has the faces turned a certain way on the
map. I'm not
map.
dogging you. I'm just saying, actually, it's funny that same bias presented itself.
That personality test that I think you had us take.
Myers-Briggs?
Or whatever version of it. It's like, it's all kind of variations of that concept.
It was a Myers-Briggs.
It was a straight up normal Myers-Briggs.
Straight up normal Myers-Briggs.
So like one of the things that's really important to me is doing things the right way. Like that's literally like in one of the paragraphs.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, these are pointed this way, so it should be like this. And it's like, Zach says no. Didn't even think about it.
Yeah, that is not one of the things listed on my personality type, which is that I don't care about the right way of doing it. I care about the best, most effective way of doing it. Most effective is the definition of best.
Well, I guess you don't have a subscription
other people have other
to
best.
America's Test Kitchen, do you?
I do not.
I'm a man of science. ZS asking, anyone in here play Skytear on TTS? I'd be surprised if most people in here do not play on TTS. We just got the new league postings, too. They're at top 16 going.
I saw WWITWWW in there, also known as, that's not actually the letters, but it's Eric Wainwright.
Is that Eric?
Yep.
He's regarded as one of the better players, I think.
I saw him.
That's surprising. I always thought he was awful.
I saw him. I saw of him playing against Ricardo on stream too.
Ooh, nice. So that means that we've got already like a heavy hitter in the Tulsa meta.
You gotta watch out for Wainwright. He's a straight up gangster.
If he and I were to actually like get into a game and play together, would the universe explode from the fundamentalist atoms that would split?
Probably. You guys remind each other a lot of each other, actually. That's when I play tested a lot of Destiny with you up front, and then Eric as the years waned on. It's kind of Wainwright joke, unintentionally.
Yeah, they waned rightly.
But, I think you guys would get along, but
we're the balancing force for you.
Yeah, I feel like you guys would just go further down a certain path, and it may be amazing. I would be curious for you guys to be on the same game. Honestly, just hearing you in the same room talk about a game you're both on that level on, like on a deep level, would probably be insane.
I've made it a point never to talk to Eric.
Yeah, well, you should. He's horrible to talk to.
Awful,
just kidding. Eric's one of the best people.
Awful guy. All right, so I'm going second, which means you get the first pick. You can draft one hero normally. To be very clear,
do we place our minions first?
Normally, you have 6 heroes. You build 6 individual decks of 8 cards. One is the hero card, one is the ultimate, and then there are 7 cards that you choose from power cards. Now, questions about this. You can include any power card you want in any hero's deck. It doesn't have to match the ruins at all. So you can do that. Now, should you do it? Is it standard? Good question. But like if I have a list that's 3 red heroes and a green hero, and that green hero doesn't have a red ruin, I can still include nothing but red cards on that hero. I just can't cast those cards. So we would normally have 6 heroes. We will now draft. When you draft, you place in your spot on the Nexus, and then place your card on the board, and place your little token in the health spot. And then once all the drafting is done, we pick it up. Starting with Zach as the first player, we'll take the first activation. So instead, we just have 4 heroes here because we're Just keeping it simple.
Gentlemen.
So we know what's going to be drafted. Go ahead and draft your first hero there.
And we don't place minions yet?
I mean, we can.
Oh, is there an actual, like...
Yeah, it's
speaking of doing things right.
It's on the box somewhere. I mean, it's immaterial. Well, it might not be immaterial to the draft, actually.
Yeah, because like if I had Yami, that would change based on like where we put our stuff. Tim's comments. Great.
Do you do? Thank you, Tim. Is it the minions first? Do you do all the board setup and then the draft?
I think it's minions first.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure who does it first. You said I'm going first. Right?
I don't know, man. I thought we drafted stuff and then we spawned minions, like spawn heroes, spawn minions. That's how it works in Dota. You get the heroes and then the minions spawn at the beginning of the game. I'm waiting on you, chat. Let's just do it. Let's just draft heroes now and then place minions.
Okay. Akimo.
Set up first, then draft. Thanks, Ian. Ian's also going to be a heavy hitter.
Ian Schaefer, another legendary Oklahoma Destiny player.
You got to watch Ian, man.
He's
roll in with
also
the heat
a gangster.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Then the last Destiny regional we had, he unquestionably probably should have won the entire event.
I guess that's true. No one has the one lane rules but us. How does it usually work, though?
That is funny.
Let's spawn these minions.
I'm first, though, right? You're second, so you have to place them first.
On a tie, that's how that works. I don't know if that's how it works now, but...
Normally the winner of a lane, yeah. All right. Well, you see.
You notice how I'm matching them up in the hex all nice, and I'm guarantee you're not going to care about that at all.
I intentionally...
You always have
sometimes
yours
I'll
doing
do
weird
that.
Tony Hawk motions. Yeah, it's like awful. Total waste of time.
Let's see. Actually, that is one thing. I have, like, you'll see me reorganizing cards a lot, like to put them in like you. It's weird. You have like, if you borrow one of my decks, half the cards will be upside down.
Yeah, that's weird.
That drives me crazy.
Honestly, I don't know why. That's very much, that just means that human reality is a complicated mess. Because like 90% of the time, I'm 100% caring about that stuff. But then 10% of the time, it goes
out the window.
Out the window.
So like things that I wouldn't, like I would do this where it lines up on the edge, but then see how that guy's turned differently? I would not ever notice that.
Yeah.
I don't know where that line is in my psychology, but it's there. There you go.
Yeah, that's why we're interesting creatures after all.
All right, Akimo drafted.
Slakali, you're in. And then do you want to do 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 or 1, 2, 2, 1?
I think it's one. Let's just do ones.
They didn't tell us what it was on the box.
I think we just do ones.
It's on the box.
You okay with that?
Yeah, I think that's an agreement we can have. Yep, I like that. Slakali, you're in. Let's place you on your track.
Akimo.
Akimo.
I mean, Sakashi. How am I supposed to do this?
Okay. Boom. Deck is getting built. And when you draft a hero, you basically add that deck to your macro deck. It's not going to matter for us. But
one lane, it's the whole thing. Okay, because mine's real shuffled up.
Okay, Zakol. You're in, buddy. See, this one lane, I haven't studied this one out as much, you know?
Good for me.
All right, let's put Zakol in the front here. Although I think the front is maybe the slowest position. Yeah, that's why we're here, right?
Mine?
Yours.
Let's go Sithuru.
Oh, yeah.
Because he needs to party.
Bring it on. All right, so then we're going to get Brilvar in here. The only unpainted model.
Porcupine?
Yeah. Pangolin.
Armadillo?
All right, so draft there.
Bobby Hillo.
Zakol. I love you, Zakol. 18. I love the Warriors. Always have had a soft spot for Warriors. Probably because it's bread and butter. Tale as old as time.
Tale as old as time.
And then Brilvar, 17. And you don't have... Oh, you do have Sithir. You got 2 mages.
You got it.
What a...
I'm bringing the heat, my friend. 2 mages and a whole bunch of attacks. Get your popcorn ready.
Bringing 2 mages against Talat. How interesting is that?
I built my map, my team first. You had the choice.
I don't know.
How many do I draw?
6. All right, it's time for the throwdown of all throwdowns. Zach and I are not going to descend into a silence of thought. We're going to talk the whole time.
I don't know about that.
And
I make no such promises.
And we're just going to make decisions that don't involve any thinking at all.
Did I get that flex?
You do get that flex,
You got that flex, though?
I've got that flex. Dang, the flex in this map seems better.
It sure does.
It does seem better.
All right. That'll happen.
Okay. Boom, boom, boom. How cool is this game? Ah! I get giddy. I mean, we've been playing this. How many weeks have we been playing Skytear? And the first week was like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
First couple weeks.
It's like 5 or 6 weeks now.
How many, you think we've streamed it 12 times?
Easily. Okay, if you count the first time we've ever streamed it back in the day, like a couple months ago.
That's more than I play some games every year. Like
a lot
expandable
more.
Games. Yeah. Not just like the board game you bust out once at Christmas, but like even when I was playing Netrunner, I might play once every month.
What do you think about this?
At the tail end.
Yeah.
The arena does seem appropriate, Ben. Yeah, I agree. Did you shuffle your deck?
Mm-hmm.
I can see the proxy card in your deck there.
Oh, from the top?
Yeah, don't look at it.
It's funny.
I'll try not to look. But it's like the 16th card down.
All right, I'll remember that.
It's like, it's so obvious. Is that Refract? Not going to tell
There
me.
are multiple proxy cards in here. You're not going to tell me.
Nicholas, yeah, there wasn't a bit of a cold going around when Netrunner was happening. You're right. To put it lightly, yes. Man, Highbrow looks great. Dan, come on. Do you have to mulligan first, probably?
That's what I'm looking at. I don't know that I mulligan.
Wow. Noob. You know what's interesting, actually? In one lane,
I think I do mulligan.
There's going to be cards in here that, because yellow is my last hero, because all 3 heroes won't guarantee to be on the map, there's situations where a lot of dead cards in your hand if you go 2 rainbow, which I did. Like, I've got yellow cards, and I don't have a yellow rune in play right now.
That seems like a mistake.
Yeah.
You want to fix that?
No.
All right.
Because once Highbrow comes in, they'll be active. So I'll just die quickly.
That's one way to get her done.
Get around those dead cards.
All right, great.
Dreadnought asking, any chance to see champions, Warhammer champions?
Yeah,
I love that system. Absolutely love that system.
Chance is greater than 0.
That's a sad story about a game, because that really was a unique game.
Could have been so many things.
If I did like a throwback and you told me that was a 98 game, I'd be like, wow, this is incredibly innovative.
Yeah. It was a 2018 game.
Yep.
Still incredibly innovative.
Peter Crichton asking the question that matters, should I check this game out if I have no interest whatsoever in MOBAs? Let's ask Zach. Zach didn't know what a MOBA was before I slapped him upside the head with some truth.
If you like card games, yes. If you like positioning games, yes. So if you've ever played X-Wing, Monster Apocalypse, or a great card game,
Magic the Gathering,
then it, and also I think it helps. It's got the elemental vibe with like kind of a like avatar-y, that
Last
general
Airbender,
idea
yeah.
setting, which I love. We even saw that in Monpok back in the day, the elementals. So if that flavor appeals to you at all and you're into these kind of games, then absolutely. It's one of the best expandable games I've ever played.
YOLO Dog 2000, great screen name. I was in the same boat and I fell in love with it, with the MOBA stuff. Now, if you do know MOBAs too, see, I grew up on the MOBA genre, and the first moment I saw it, I was like, hold your horses.
Blake says, what if you like them in theory but are terrible at tactics and strategy? Definitely, that's how you get good at them. It's not like a Twitch thing.
That being good at Dota means you got to click really fast a lot. That's basically it. So you remove that, and you get to actually think about how you want to set an attack up and a push up and all of that. It's way better. All right. Well, hey, I drew 2 yellows, so that's 2 out of 4 that I can just get rid of. Okay. Wow. Cool. All right, Bun. It's your go. Think about your first move. I'm going to go hit the bath.
All right, I will entertain.
A MOBA is a multi-online battle arena like Defense of the Ancients, Dota, League of Legends, Heroes of New Earth back in the day.
Aaron Clark, I still don't know what a MOBA is, but I absolutely say yes.
Towers, pushing, nexus.
Lane control, etc., etc. How's everyone doing out there? What is today? Tuesday? I get so mixed up in left and right when we're doing basically 5 days of streaming. Every day starts to seem similar. We'd stream on Mondays, and that was it. So you always knew when Monday was happening. We had certain meetings on certain days, but at this point, I'm just upside down 2 ways from Wednesday. Aaron says, I finally got to play this in person. I'm obsessed. Yeah, it's so good in person. If you've only been playing digitally, you're in for quite a treat when you actually get to play this across the table from someone. What up, Thomas from the Netherlands? Glad you're enjoying the stream. Peter, yeah, you should definitely check it out. You can try it for free online on TTS. Ben saying, are you guys taking any suggestions on different games to stream? I mean, you can always make a suggestion. We won't necessarily take the suggestion, but I have a long list of games that I already have access to from the past 20 years. So we're still, we do Throwback Thursday every week, a couple months away from me being to the end of that list. So we'll probably do all those first. But people have really been digging Throwback Thursdays. We've really been enjoying doing the Throwback Thursdays. So that's something that we may well continue well on to the future. All right, you got it. I got the perfect opening.
Really?
No.
Go for it.
0% the truth. I'm going to go with Sakashi. Actually, how many...
Man, Frenzy gets way better, too, because you can clear minions with it.
Oh, yeah. How many melees you got? 2?
2 melee, yeah. 3 on the bench.
All right, let's go with Sakashi.
Yeah.
He's going to skirmish.
Good.
He'll shoot. 1, 2. This one.
Okay.
It's a 3 plus 2. 3 plus 1. It's gone. And then he will lead from hand. Is this direction?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
All you.
All right, so question here. I always forget. Can you worship onto a control token? I don't think you can, right? Does it say empty? Does it have to be empty?
I think it has to be empty, yeah. Aaron Clark, what about a board game day? Any chance we see Wingspan again? What an amazing video that was. I assume you're talking about the one with my mother. Glad you enjoyed that. Yeah, there definitely is. There's a couple games. I have a handful of board games I'm wanting to try, and I have an unopened copy of Outer Rim that I really like to play. But I played it a lot with other people's copies, and then I own it, but I have never opened it.
Yep, it has to be empty. Okay, so stick to the plan, right? All right, so Kali's gonna go. We're gonna start with a worship action.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to drop target here.
Okay.
Boy, this is time for cheesing.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to go hit up that dome.
What dome?
We'll do a skirmish. I'll see your, well, 1, 2, 3, yeah. Skirmish into here. No, she really wants to heal herself, doesn't she? You gotta watch out for old Akimo, though.
He can come downtown right now. Get him some frenzy action, too.
Mm-hmm. Is there any one? Oh, you got the flux. The freaking flux. I'm gonna skirmish to here.
There's a 1 cost that gets frenzy, and there's a 2 cost that gets frenzy.
Nice. We'll see. Prove it. And then last action, we will commit from downtown. Boom, boom.
Okay, let's go Sathiru. He will skirmish. Then he will worship.
Oh, hold on. I want to kill this minion.
Okay.
I messed that up. Is that good?
So
I assume it doesn't.
What are you doing
matter.
instead?
I'm just attacking instead of leading.
Okay.
He's the one that's supposed to lead.
Ooh.
Blew it up.
Squash.
Yeah.
Does
Sorry
that
about
change
that.
anything?
You gotta use. I gotta use the range while I got it.
All right. We'll still go Sathiru there. He's still going to worship. Now, the illusion goes down, and then it can move 3.
Yep.
Does it have to end in an empty space?
No.
So I could, like, go if
Yep.
I wanted to?
Yep.
And it can be under a minion as well?
It can't be on a minion. I don't think. I need to get the book. They all function a little bit differently, I think.
I have my... You want me to get it?
I already got it. I'm already up. Okay. Here's what you need to know. Nuptens. They ignore blocking elements during movement, must end without miniatures or tokens. I was wrong, so the control point does count. And it looks like the pillars are probably the same.
We'll just put it here.
No miniatures or tokens, so that's easy. Get it in your head. Worship cannot be on 2 tokens.
Okay. We're living the dream.
You gonna cast power cards from that thing?
He can't do that. Yes, he can.
Yes, he can.
See?
It's his whole thing.
Yes, he can, America.
He
All right,
causes
yeah.
every rules dispute in the game.
I am going to do that.
Okay.
How about that? So he's going to play a Shattermind from the illusion.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll do 3 here.
4 technically, yeah.
Yep, because he can see the illusion.
You can see the illusion.
How good is that?
4 from a...
In my head, I was literally just thinking, like, man, I made a mistake. I meant to play that power card.
Boom.
All right, and then his last actual action, we will shoot that that minion.
Okay.
3, 4, 5.
It's gone.
Bye, Felicia.
No way. Too exposed.
My assassins list is looking like a pushy list. What's up with that?
I've got the goods though here.
We all know Akimo's the one that's coming to party.
Yeah. We do know. We do know.
Just a little double frenzy mind palace. Let's dance.
How about some of this though?
The Sathiru paint is killing me.
Mm-hmm.
Killing me softly with your touch.
Mm-hmm. 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 All right, so I think Brilvar's going to take her easy here. I'm just going to do the old school thing. I don't think there's a way to quite get to you. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Just out. I need that fast. So let's then go for Brilvar.
Do you have a card that can make Brilvar fast?
Not in my hand or deck, but there are cards that can do that, yeah. Tons of them, actually.
Do you ever feel like you're sitting in Antarctica?
Yeah, man, it's cold. You got that coat on, though.
Yep. I can imagine.
Okay. Brilvar's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
Attack this minion.
Got him.
Attacked. And then I'm going to lead. Done.
Well, well, well. Well, well, well.
Is it easy enough, also you watching, is it easy enough to follow along? Like, can you see everything pretty clearly? We can zoom in past the health tracks. I don't know if that's helpful or hurtful. You can't really see them anyway.
That only slows me if I'm next to him at the start.
You have to attack him if you activate next to him when he's shapeshifted.
None
None of those things are currently
None of these are true.
Real.
All right,
yeah.
great. I like that.
Great, Ben. I'm glad. You see everything great. Good. We really need a close down camera that's just kind of panning around and you see the scenes going on. We got that slider. We just need to make it happen. Thank you, Ian. I'm glad.
It's like that GIF.
You gonna go for it here, man?
Oh, I'm going.
Bring it on, man. Come on, Akimo. Get you some of this.
All right, Akimo's gonna move.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. He will worship.
Okay.
We're gonna mark Tlakali.
You did it.
Then I can move 1 towards you.
Yeah.
And then I will attempt to punch you.
Just a straight up attack?
Just a straight up attack.
I feel like this is scary. I'm going to cast Granite Skin in response to that. +1 armor. Is basically all that that's going to do for me.
Okay. You got it.
All right, 2 armor.
Am I good?
You're good.
4 plus 2 cards. Make it 4 plus 1 for 5.
I will take 3.
Oh, 6. Sorry, for Soul Thirst on Akimo.
6. I will take 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
8's a number I like.
That's it?
That's it.
All right. All right, Zakol's going to go, and we got the downtown play here. I'm so excited about it. I'm going to declare a move. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to declare a skirmish.
You got it. He doesn't push me with skirmish, right?
Nope.
Only when he hits me with an attack?
Yep.
Okay, great.
Attack for 0.
Whoosh.
Declare an attack against Sakoshi.
I will. You have any reactions?
No. You can dodge?
Skytear Flux.
All right.
Is it resolve?
Yeah.
This has to happen because I can't let you push me out of the dome.
Yep.
Maya, get the next action?
Mm-hmm.
Dodgertons.
Go for it.
Within 2. Okay. Pushes distinctly away.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you attacked me, so if I'm just not even next to you, you're going to have a hard time.
That's right.
He'll go there.
Okay. Let's see. Move, skirmish, attack. All right. That's it. Got out of there. Got the flex use. That's a fine use of it.
Yeah. So basically, that's something early on, like, I would have played around it. Like, basically, I would have just not been in that spot, knowing you could push me with Zakol into the dome.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what you got. You got to honor that, though.
Absolutely.
Because most opponents do not. And I'm not even convinced that you're telling me the truth. I think you went to the cover hex because it was a nice hex. I don't think you were thinking, oh, Zakol's going to come over there and try to push me one.
So what I was thinking is whether or not I needed to commit a card with a chemo.
Yes, that's why I want to do it last.
Yeah, but I knew I had dodge, and it's like if you spend you'd have to spend all the way to 3rd action to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can just get out of the way, and like that's a big swing for me.
I think it's a good exchange, honestly. I think it's a good exchange. So I don't know who ultimately is the better there, in the better situation.
Me neither.
At the end of that.
We each have 1 card down?
Yes.
I assume yours is a 3?
Yes.
Mine's also a 3, so we push.
Push.
Oh, I made a mistake.
All right, 3 heroes, 1 minion each.
Mm-hmm.
Spawn 2, it's a tie, so the second player places first, which is me. Brilvar, you're in the way, buddy.
Classic.
Yeah, just in the way.
I also put him here because if you could have actually walked through here, you could have ended up here.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want you to be able to.
I don't want you to win the dome.
You still would have been here if you hit me and push me.
I don't want you to win the dome, though. I don't want to push you into the dome, because then you get a free outsider activation, which I don't like that at all.
Your ideal is just push me here.
Yeah. That's the run. That's fine for me. I like that. I'm okay with that. Da 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 dee. Noxious question. Sorry if you've already answered this question, but how do you two work around sharing cards? You have multiple copies of the expansions, ask for playing with a friend. I think you could probably split everything 50-50 as long as you're on other sides of the pie. But I think we have 2 copies of everything, right?
Yeah, we each have a copy of everything.
Because that's how it goes.
All right, then we draw 2?
Draw 2. Now we get to play some games. Okay, you're the first activation. Man. I wish the Cole could follow up on that push. It makes me want that slide more.
Slide to the left. Interesting.
You don't, Enrico, the rules change on the 1-lane map. So the 1-lane map, it changed it to say adjacent to the control token. So anytime you're spawning minions, you can spawn them adjacent. Unless you're saying that that's only at the start of the game. I'm pretty sure that's intended to be throughout the game, from what Giacomo was saying. Because apparently they're testing that just like universally for all spawning. But we don't really know. 100%. Correct me if you know more.
All right, let's go with the chemo.
Akimo.
You ready?
Yep.
First thing he's going to do is try to swing.
Swinging on.
We were swinging.
What's he got? 4, 5, 8 max. Yeah, that's good. No response.
All right, 5 plus 2. Make it 7 total.
Take 6.
Okay. Then he will skirmish.
I'll respond with a nourish.
Redirect. I'm just kidding. You got it.
All right. I will go ahead and heal 3.
Okay. Am I get a result?
You're good.
He'll go here. Yeah, and then resolve for 0. And he'll stay there. And then, actually, he'll move back now that I missed. And attack, skirmish. Let's go ahead and
lose. Die.
Yeah. Lead.
Yay. Got him. Okay. We'll go Brilvar activation.
You got it.
Okay. I'm going to play Presence with him.
Mm-hmm.
All
He's
good.
got to go.
The Hillo's got the Dillo. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. First action, declare a move. Oh, where did that go? Oh, there it is on the table.
You got it? Mm-hmm.
Second action. Attack that minion next door.
Okay.
It's going to be 2+0. And then third is going to be the old shapeshift exhaust.
Yeah, so I have to attack him first.
Anything that activates will throw that onto the stack, yeah. See how much we can play the Tlakali Don't Die game here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just sloppy. It's amazing how much I don't want to go try to fight out that dome. It's like...
What dome?
Just go into either of the domes.
Yeah.
I really should. I know there's a... You probably just seed some lane to go get an effect. Especially if you like draw a power card. I don't want to fence you in. What you gonna do?
Think about it.
What you gonna do? You got those fancy frenzy cards. Let's use them. Let's go.
Let's go with Sathiru.
Start the killing.
He's got to attack you first?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
Attack on.
4 piercing.
He did it.
And then he's going to move.
Get out of here, Seth.
And then let's skirmish.
All right.
We'll do Tlakali.
Yep.
-1.
Heal 1. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Let's move here.
Okay.
Nah, we'll stay there. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Do you have any ranged? Who's ranged?
Just Tlakali.
Yeah, that's fine. So attack, move, and skirmish. You're good.
Okay. All right, then we'll go Tlakali. So let's see, where do you want to be? What do you want to be doing? So I'm going to start with a worship action.
With who?
With Tlakali.
Okay.
And we're going to target this hex.
You got it.
All right. Drop that. We're going to remove here. Trigger the effect. Heal 1+. It's 1+1. Healing for 2. Second action, we'll skirmish. Let's go. Any response to that? Skirmish?
You got it.
Let's hit Sathiru 0+.
Can't you not see him?
Yep. So Akimo it is.
All right.
2.
Get me out of here.
And then I'm going to do a move.
Run for the hills.
Over to you.
Okay. I got to go with Sakashi. First thing he's going to do is attack Brovar.
Mm-hmm.
Am I good?
Mm-hmm.
4.
4 to Brilv.
Yep.
Takes 1. 3 armor. Thank you, Brilvar.
Then he'll worship, and we'll mark Brovar.
Okay.
Then I deal 1+ damage to an adjacent minion. So we're going to go there.
Okay.
1 + 0.
So Kali will take it. Oh, she didn't have the pillar. No! That was my plan. She's got to be able to see the pillar.
Yeah, that's funny. And then he will move. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
I can't just let you have it.
Nice. Nice. Okay. So...
That's right, Jared. He says, so, just ignoring those domes.
Yeah, right.
Till this turn.
Exactly. Okay. Okay. All right. I got you. Okay. Huh. Well, that gets interesting, doesn't it? You got a chemo with a card there?
Yep.
And it's a good card, an actual card.
It's from hand. Could be good. Could be a real bluff.
A real card.
One day we'll get to that level.
Mm-hmm. We sure will. Man, good questions. So I'm looking at you. You're on 4 control. Max is 7 control. I'm currently on 4. So you would win by 3 if Sakol is gone.
That's correct.
Yeah. But if Brilvar had led, but then we would be 1 minion up. So...
Isn't this game fantastic?
It's good.
It's crazy how good this is. If you're on the fence and you're watching this, get off the fence.
It's good.
Like, this whole turn, I felt like I made a lot of huge mistakes, and then it kind of all resolved, and I was like,
that's not too bad.
Like, not forcing this. Like, I could have gone with one of these first, and then you don't have a double make me first attack you.
Yeah. Brilvar do be like that.
But I feel like sometimes, like, trying to avoid a thing, that's where I even feel like here, it's like, just kind of being okay with certain things your opponent's going to do, because sometimes the alternative is actually worse. I don't know. Ben Sweeney, one of us.
Huh. Man, okay. All right. This is insane. You can't lose by 3 in the dome, though, or in the middle.
It's bad.
That's too much.
Because you lose 2 minions and it moves all the way, and then I'm up 2 minions already. Plus, then it's on my side, because I'm, like, already here. It's just a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But if we lead, we can attack a minion. We could even pop a pillar if we wanted to. And then we're like rolling.
Yeah, you could take both minions?
Yeah. Yep, sure could. But if you're gonna win anyway, I could do move, attack minion, worship, but then you're not leading. So like, you know, and if you can lead with 3, which I believe that I can,
Yeah, you may as well just pop this lead.
Or just attack, rather than wasting the worship on the...
Sure.
Unless you want to move a pillar. You basically get a free move.
Attack, move, lead.
Mm-hmm. You can do your attack, move, lead. You could also start working on chemo over there. You really kind of need some... You need to start getting softened up a little bit here.
You don't want the old blade of the Ever King ready to rumble?
Or Sakashi, for goodness sakes. He's like the weakest. Is it 15?
He is what I would call a puff pastry. He's not exactly the healthiest cat.
Yeah. So what if instead of all of that, it was actually skirmish, attack? Maybe that's best. All right, I'm gonna come around and do a minion attack. So we're gonna start by attacking here.
You got it.
All right. It's a 3 damage attack on that minion.
Mostly it's a bye-bye to that sinkhole.
Bye-bye sinkhole. And then second action, we're going to lead before I forget to do it, which does happen. And then third action, we're either just going to worship to get a second pillar on the board, because I feel like I just want those in play at this point.
So when you worship, you don't have to remove a pillar?
That's how you trigger the ability, but you don't have to trigger the ability.
You can just place it. Yeah.
Just place a pillar. I've got infinite pillars now, so let's assume that I'm at 2-2.
Ian, I've got Kichi on the bench. Who's on your bench? Habarat?
Habarat's going to come in and
Yike-a-ronis.
Downtown missile there.
Yeah, he's ready to party.
So that pillar is fine there. So then my next thing is probably I'm going to get ready for some action. I think I'm going to get in the way, basically. You know? Let's try some Sakashi magic here. I'm going to declare a skirmish.
This is your last action?
Mm-hmm.
You got it.
All right, let's just go in here and see if we can get some love. Take 2. And then we're coming back out.
Okay. And then I'll go ahead and have let's see, you've got 2 to my 2. You're ahead by a minion, and I have a card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll take an action.
Sure.
Or reaction. Let's quick shot with
Kill
a chemo.
It. You got it.
And then that'll be it.
Okay.
How many you got in the middle?
I've got a 3 and a present, so 4 plus, so I'm 1 up.
I have a 3. So you get rid of my minion?
Yeah. This moves 1. And then we spawn 2.
It's a stacked...
It is stacked. Yeah, there's a million things on there. All right, let's go there. And...
I'm going to go ahead and draw.
There. Okay. Spawn in, and then we've got the outsider. We're tied on that, no cards. And then we draw 2. Everything needs to go away, goes away, and we're on the almighty 3rd turn.
Say it ain't so.
Say it ain't Joe. You got the first action.
Uh-huh.
Woo-wee. First action. It's a big one. Remember that Fox Flute song? That was so funny. What's up, Eclectic Camel? Just saw you on the chat here. Man, I laughed so much when I heard that. Search 20th Century Fox Flute. You guys will find it. It's so funny. Connor O'Neill, geez, I haven't tuned into Skytear stream in a hot minute, and those painted models pop.
Yeah, they're looking good.
You're totally right. We got some new in from Dan just today. This outsider. Whew. Ha. Hoo. Ha.
Hoo ha hoo.
Mini, you're right. It doesn't feel that much faster than the 2-lane map. In fact, in a lot of ways, it's slower because there's only one way to win. Like, you don't have like, oh, in turn 2, I could maybe pull off this victory condition. It's basically kill all your opponent's models or
win
push.
The tower. Yeah. All right, let's go with Sethiru. I can taste blood.
All right, go for it.
All right, he is going to play his. This is turn 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
His ultimate.
His ultimate.
The Last Judgment. Place the AoE. It's a full honeycomb. On target hex anywhere on the battlefield. Line of sight not required. Deal 4 damage to each hero. Hit. It's 5 because I can see my illusion. I'm going to place it here.
Here. And that's going to do what now?
No, there.
Anywhere on the map.
It's this spot, and it's that whole honeycomb's taking 5 damage.
And it's only enemies.
Enemy heroes, yep.
Okay. Okay. It's going to do 5 to old Tlakali, huh?
And Zakol.
And Zakol. But what if I don't want it to do that?
Then hopefully you have something where you don't need to see me to stop it.
Yeah. All right, Zakol's going to respond. I'm going to play Reeve.
Okay.
All right, here, and then we'll do 3 damage to Akima.
You got it. Okay.
And then it fires. So 5 to Tlakali?
Yep.
Ah! I'm dying.
And then I will...
Why is James dying? We should probably be using the domes a lot more than we are. In fact, the first turn fight maybe should only be about the domes, especially if I mean, this guy can kill 3 minions in a single activation, so you let them pile on the middle and then he just comes in and wipes them out. I don't know though. I don't know. I'm not for sure.
Then he will shoot Brilvar.
Okay.
Good?
Good.
5 damage.
Woo! Mages.
Okay. Then he will skirmish.
You're good.
Here.
Mm-hmm.
Brilvar.
Mm-hmm.
3. And he'll hang out there.
Okay.
It's getting saucy in here.
Mm-hmm. Mages are good.
They're amazing.
Okay. Okay. So Sakashi is basically looking at what's up. We could try to get Brilvar in there. Try to save the day here. Which is probably worthwhile, right? Downtown Akima is going to make that more difficult. Let's see, 12, 10. And then we've got all Seth area too. What a pain. All right, let's go attacking. I'm going to activate Zakol.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to attack a chemo.
You got it.
3+. Take 6.
Did you know that was there?
Nope.
Uh-oh. He pushed.
Second action, I'm going to skirmish.
Okay. He wants it.
Akimo, take 1. And then I'll stay there. Cast Strength Over Pain, Frenzy, lose 2 hit points. Oh, I can't. I've already played Reeve. I'll not do anything. Then third action, let's, I don't have anything to do, don't you worry about me. Third action will...
That's so funny.
Probably just commit. It was about to be just the pain train. It's the old bash and bash.
Yeah, I didn't have a good feeling about it. The upside is that I would get Kichi.
Mm-hmm.
He's ready to Brilvar off this table.
Ready to roll. I think I'm just going to commit. Yeah, I'm going to commit. Lead. I led. Joseph Boyne, that is funny. But now what?
Akimo?
Yep.
Too much value. Too much value.
TMV. Just got Shatterminded from that mage joke. Did you hear that? Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny?
That is funny. All right. First thing I will do is attack Zakol.
He's not marked, yeah?
Nope.
4+?
Just 4+.
Against 1 armor. Okay. No actions.
Okay. Make it 6.
Take 5.
Then he'll move.
Good.
Then he'll skirmish.
Good.
There.
Yeah.
4-0. Then he will... It's the decision.
The decision. The decision.
He's going to hang out there.
Okay. Hanging.
And we were hanging.
Staying put. So Tlakali can try to basically get out of town. T3. That's interesting. Let's see, what else could happen? So I could get Brilvar in there and try to make the attack happen. That's something interesting. You'd have to skirmish to try to hit 3. No way. You'd never do that. Okay. And then worst case scenario. Yeah. That's fine. Okay. And then it's target with an attack action if possible. Okay. And then you potentially have the old frenzy. That's ultimately fine, right?
It would be good.
Frenzy, then you got a frenzy, and then you got a freak out. Or do you just call it good? You just let it go. Let's see if the collie can kind of get out of there. Not a terrible thing. Sakashi's got to make some decisions. And that'd be your last activation. All right, so Bravo's going to go. I'll declare a move.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
Declare a skirmish. Here, swing an old boy for 0. And then shapeshift down.
Okay. So Sakashi goes, he has to attack you?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
All right. He's a 3 of 1 armor.
I have 3 armor. 2 + 1 for shapeshift.
Whew. All right. Odds are low.
Unless you pack in those +4s.
Well, +3 would get it, right? No, it's 4. Okay. So 1, 2, it's a 4?
4 total. Take 1.
Mm-hmm. And then 2 actions left, you say. Why is James crying?
2 actions, that's right.
Who do you have left? The collie?
Pluck Holly or Hobrod if you kill her. Up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could try to attack a minion and I could kill her myself. Bring Hobrod in for free.
Don't you have to see a pillar?
Yes, I do. It's the eternal struggle. Now, if I could stone barricade, then all of a sudden, boom. Wouldn't that be cool?
It would.
Why is James dying? Because he just got judged on?
That's funny, too.
Mastergrass, you're paying attention. We appreciate that. We appreciate that very much. These Cosmic Nupten are crushing. I'm crushing on them.
Agreed. I think this is the right call.
You got a lot of cards in there that aren't doing anything.
No, they do stuff.
What's he going to do, ladies and gentlemen?
Let's...
Yeah, Caesar, it's possible. Definitely possible.
Skirmish?
You're good.
Flip him from the top onto the collie. 1.
Armor.
Does that technically count as me next to you? I can't attack you, right?
It's only when you activate.
But I mean, like, next round.
That's next to you can't attack me. It's only if able.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can't see me, you can't do it.
Let's make sure that's where I want to be. And then lead.
Interesting. Okay.
Little dance we got going on here.
Okay. So let's see if we activate Tlakali. If I just stay put, I'm gonna win the outsider, and I like that.
He's good.
You put a 3 potentially. That would put me at, yep, I'm pretty good. I could kill myself with that Strength Over Pain, and then I could get a fresh Hobrod in and take another action, another activation, which is really good. That's super strong, because I do that before I exhaust. But do I want you to have 2 cards? Are you going to have him anyway? Isn't that the question? don't want to win by more than 2 either. So really, move out, take a minion, move back in potentially. I could see that working. Three, minion, 1, 2. Yeah, 1. Okay. So I'm going to declare a move here.
You got it.
1, 2, 3.
You got it.
I'm going to declare an attack on this minion.
You still got it.
All right. It worked. And then I'm going to declare a skirmish.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do Sakashi. Take 1. Skirmish here. Akima doesn't have a card, right? Yeah.
Nope.
Okay. Great.
All right. In the middle, I have 2 heroes and a minion. You have 3 minions and a hero. So
Yeah,
you're ahead by 1.
Head by 1.
3.
3. Your
Squash my
minion dead.
This moves 1.
That moves 1, yeah.
And then you get a spawn 2 in place where you'd like.
Mm-hmm. 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 And, mm-hmm. Okay.
Draw 2?
Draw outsider.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Here you go.
outsider. Spawn. In the way, basically, is where we're looking to be. Not a lot of in the ways. I mean, it's really this.
Those are the 2 spots.
Is what I've got. Looks great, though.
Sure
Ooh,
do.
Looks great. Look at that. Okay. So we can do a push. That's interesting. We could do a... Okay. I could do a weird push. I could do a very strange push. As I say, up to 2 hexes, push them 2 hexes. Ah, that's not good. Dang, bummer. Okay, there's that. And then what else do we have? We've got draw a power card, take a worship action. Ooh, ooh, yes. Let's do that. I'm gonna start there. So we're gonna take a worship action. I'm gonna have Takali take a worship action.
Okay.
So she's gonna drop a pillar here so that she's active, just in case. Then we're gonna draw a power card with Instill Energy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to attack Sakashi or Akima? Where are they at?
Akima's at 6, Sakashi's at 12.
Ooh, hoo, hoo. Let's attack Akima, 3+. Take 5.
Yikes.
Shatter Mind, here we come. All right, all done.
All right, draw 2.
Draw 2 cards. Yeah. We are on 4.
It's about to be crazy town.
It's crazy town. It's time. It's time to get crazy. All right, so you get the first activation. Where does this go?
Lord only knows.
Caesar asking, Zach, are you going to use contrast paint for your yellow towers? I don't know how flashy it will be, and I don't like my towers to be like neon lights.
I don't know. One way you can kind of play around that is I'll probably do a white more than anything, but I might base coat it in like a yellowish orange and then do white on top to tone it down. That way it's not so bright. So Am I right in saying that if Akima's mid-action when he dies, Kichi would come in ready?
That's correct.
That seems efficient.
It's very efficient.
That's actually crazy that that's how that works.
I 100%, if you're like really into it, should have done that with Hobber out last turn, but I didn't want to.
It's just so efficient.
It's super efficient. It puts you up 1 activation.
Yeah, which is so crazy.
But I will draw 2, so I'm into that.
I'm going to go with Akimo.
Okay.
First thing he is going to do is react to him starting his activation with a Doom on Brilvar.
Doom on Brilv. Okay.
Who would have seen that coming?
Does Brilvar want to cast anything? No, he doesn't. It resolves. He gets a 1.
All right. Then Akimo will move.
Move, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's fine.
Move. He will attempt to attack Tlakali.
Okay. Let's see. And she's unmarked, so you're swinging with a 4. 7 is the highest you can do. Okay. What's ultimately the game plan going to be here? It's the question right now. 100% the question. Because you could have the 2-cost frenzy, then you attack again. So what's it worth to not lose Tlakali here? It's not worth that much. I don't think it's worth that much. But then again, All right,
what?
I'm gonna cast Nourish.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Heal 3. So you're what, 5? I will. I'll be chill.
All right, cast Impervious plus 2 armor.
Now I might not be chill. So you have 3 armor.
Mm-hmm.
So 1, 2, 3. Let's give Akimo a +1. We'll clear mind.
Okay. You got it.
Okay. Am I good?
Mm-hmm. You're swinging 5+ against 3 armor.
5 + 0.
Oh, take 2.
Then Akimo will.
Jay, that's a good. So one of the things to note on this map that was changed, and I think it's a universal change, is you declare the winners of the domes first, and then you activate the outsider. So you can't you can't affect the board state with outsider number 1. That then causes a different impact on outsider number 2, if that makes sense.
He's gonna worship on Tlakali.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will take action. Actione. My last card. Strength over pain.
Kill yourself?
Yep.
Okay. Draw 2.
He disappears into the night.
Slip away. Marked and then dead. It's so strange.
So the mark, Sakashi can see anything within 3 that's marked.
That makes sense. Oh, nice, Joseph. Signature cocktail at your brother's wedding. Here's a fun game. What Skytear themed name would you give a cocktail? The Trample. What are you testing out? I'd be curious. signature cocktails. What do you think is gonna happen? Okay, wow, I've got some of the most frustrating cards imaginable in my hand. I can't wait to ruin you with them.
Great.
Okay. You leave Tlakali because, you know, Brilvar also, though, is set to get wrecked.
Sure enough.
By the old Kichi.
The Kichi-nado?
Mm-hmm.
He's ready to party.
Or Seth Arrow. I mean, either one of them. Take your pick. Now, I could just get all up in Kichi's grill here. He's a 14. I could do some work on Kichi here. Wouldn't that be funny? Just table him.
Table.
Table.
Table. That goes
all
out
your
to Kira.
stuff is so squishy. 15, 14, 14. I just need to start punching.
It's weird that you are the one with the least amount of health on the board.
This is what needs to happen.
You do just need to start punching. That's the trick, though. I'm trying to get you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I think we've got options. I think we've got good options here. We've got good options. Here's how this one's gonna go. Table. All right. Weird plays. I know. I'm gonna activate Brilvar.
Okay.
I'm going to play Granite Skin, +1 armor, get skirmish damage equal to my armor value, which will be 4 if this resolves.
You got it?
Declare skirmish.
You still got it.
Whoop. 4+. Take 4. We're going to cast Strength of the Pack on Sakashi. 7 damage.
What happens if you die before that resolves?
If I die before that resolves, it is immediately removed from the stack.
Nightmares Incarnate.
He's not a... Oh, you're casting Lakichi?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. All right. We got some play here. What's our turn? 4?
Yep.
Tlakali almost happened. It almost happened.
What up, Bubba?
Let me see if there's anything I can do.
The old nightmares.
Mm-hmm. I could potentially get out of that. But it would not really do me much good. Because what's the point if you're just going to die anyway? Boy, this is a good question. All right, hold on. Give me a second here.
We hanging?
We were hanging.
Hey, you're really about to do some damage.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to give up 7. But then again, like I said, what else can you do?
We were swanging.
So let's see. I get Habarat in without incident. You got how many cards?
1.
1 card. Okay, that's fine.
I will have 3, obviously.
You would get 2. Yeah, you would get 2 more if you get the kill here. All right. There's no way out. Let me just make sure about this real quick.
The way is shut.
Yeah. So we did the skirmish, then we did the strength of the pack.
Keep my winter on. It's 90s outside and below 0 in here.
Zakol, is this the right time, buddy? I can't rightly tell you. Oh, Kichi. What a fool. You know what? It is the right time. Yes, because you would check targeting. Oh my gosh, this is so good. I knew it. I knew it was possible. Whew. You're gonna love this. Key don't have anything weird, see me and cover kind of stuff, right? Nothing strange. He's only seen me because Sakashi's next to me,
right.
yeah?
Yep.
So if I can remove Sakashi, the target will no longer be valid when it resolves.
That's right.
Sinkhole from Zakol.
You got it.
Ooh, yeah. We're going to target that boy.
Yeah.
And then we'll do yield honeycomb and move you here.
Mm-hmm. Fizzles.
Oh, baby. That was so good. Strength of the pack.
How does it
Resolve. Every minion you can see.
You got it. 7.
Yeah. Woo, that's good. Okay. So skirmish, 2 actions remaining. Well, seems pretty obvious. Move. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Attack. Ooh, you got me. Sure.
Son of a gun.
Oh.
I wanted to use both of those here for 8 damage and my skirmish and my attack and just take him off the board in one thing.
I can't be mad about that.
But here we are.
It worked.
Nonetheless.
Habarat, you're in. Tag. Can't be mad about that. What's up, William? Yeah, you're totally right. You are completely right. Ben Sweeney, heartbeat intensifies. Jared Pine, feel like every game on this map is Zach gets sinkholed.
That is true. It happens a lot.
Aaron says, 5 o'clock, time to make a drink, y'all. And then William saying, hey guys, just got here. I see Zach has the jacket still freezing in the building from yesterday. That's correct. Joseph Boyne, we're going winter-themed tiki drinks. Very cool. Winter and tiki is rarely together, but I like that it's happening. Rum and cherry mix is nice. Get some Smith & Cross. I tell you, that rum does work. That is a great pot still rum. Tresmillion, what's up, Tresmillion? Got ourselves a heater. It's now come down to blood vengeance, essentially. Now it's just hatred. I'm gonna whisper on Sakashi here.
Mm-hmm. He's gotta like look his direction and he'll fall out. Okay.
Jay, you're correct. Zach starts at Blood Vengeance every match. He brought the old marshmallow list. Just nothing but s'mores over there. Boy, I like that late game Habarat coming in.
Let's go Sakashi.
Mm-hmm. Wise.
Because he's got to.
Sagatsta. Sakali's ready to die as well.
Indeed. Sakashi's going to shoot Sakali.
Sakashi's going to shoot Sakali because you can do that.
You can't see me.
You got it. Shoot on.
Make it a 5.
You did it. She gone.
I do like drawing cards. That's... Okay. I'm going to react just in between actions. Sethuru is going to play Doom on Habarat.
Sethuru targeting Hobbs. Oh, she's gone. Okay. Yeah. don't think there's anything I can do there.
Get that doom on.
A 3. Would have liked to have led with that.
And I have 2 actions left with my boy.
Wait, did you just cast with Sathuru during an activation with... Oh, yeah. Okay, you have to react to something with it, though, right? Because he can't start a stack not on his turn.
Well, I'll react to whatever I do with Sakashi next.
I don't think. Maybe they can. Yeah, probably. Maybe they can. Yeah, they can. Probably. I don't know. Thanks, Chris. Those minis are looking great. That's a good question. So on the twirly cards, the reaction cards, can you start a stack no matter whose activation it currently is? I don't think that's right. Probably only the active hero can place into the stack to start one, and then everybody can pile on.
He will skirmish.
Skirmish is good.
Here?
Yep.
0. And then, sure, lead from top.
All right.
He's just a hidey holing.
Mm-hmm. He was hiding. Okay, and Sathuru is at big ol' 14. Okay. And Kichi's got really nothing. He's got no spells. Okay. So Kichi's just going to attack. Sathuru could be an issue.
They like to party.
Mm-hmm. We like to party. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I think I'm going to roll with Habarat here. Habarat.
Okay.
We're going to do a skirmish with Habarat.
You got it.
0 plus 1. Second action, we're going to attack Sathuru.
You got it.
4 plus 2. Take 6. And then third action, lead from hand.
You know you're 4 away, right?
Oh, the pillar is not the control token.
You got some kind of magic.
We'll just move over here. Oh, it's magic. Gotta believe it now, though.
Wild. All right.
Okay, Yellow Dog's right on. So it says the active player can start a stack, not the active hero.
Great.
Very nice. Chris, did they spoil anything on Innsmouth? Any heroes or anything interesting?
Let's go with Sathuru. He's going to attack Zakol.
You got it.
4. Skirmish.
Got it.
Zakol. 1. Lead from top.
Ooh, trying to go steal the old dome. All right, can I do 1 damage with a skirmish? Isn't that really what this is about?
Depends on if I have dodge or not.
Isn't that really what this is about?
Dodge doesn't help.
All right, let's go. This is a coal, huh? The old-fashioned way.
Yeah. Missing with that skirmish would be pretty...
That would be hilarious, right?
Brutal.
You got how many cards? 3?
Mm-hmm.
3 in hand? There is a world where I can just do 5 to towers. Call this a day.
That would be game.
Yes, yes it would. Fast is looking better and better, I gotta say.
Jared's hand, man, those cosmic Nuptens look so hot.
They look so
they
good.
Do. These are just the bomb. I don't know, you'd have to really zoom and enhance to see it.
All right, I'm gonna declare a move.
I declare I will allow it.
Okay, I'm gonna move here.
Still allowing.
Second action, I'm gonna declare a skirmish.
Allowed.
Let's try it.
Give me a -1. It's a 0. Now you get the choice.
Yeah, it's basically how devastating would it be if you have a dodge. Because Sakashi's full mana.
Yep.
Got mana in different area codes.
Where is the standard Skytear Outsider card? Do you have it somewhere?
Yeah,
It's way downtown.
over here. Yeah.
I just want to review it. Not that I think I'm going to get it or anything.
I think I maybe just have to... I don't think I can risk you having that dodge. Just punch the turn too much. So bad.
Because Sakashi would be alive, I would win the dome.
Mm-hmm. So I might... But really, though...
Ben, yeah, that's exactly what I was quoting. I declare bankruptcy. There's been a murder. And you're a suspect.
All right, I'm going to pop back out.
With the skirmish?
Mm-hmm. And then commit from hand. Spidey, I think I like the commit better. Kill a minion for 1 versus potentially get a 3 under. Or a 2 or a 1. Yeah. Lead on. These guys fighting over here in cosmic space is pretty cool.
I like it.
I like it like that. Into here.
All right. Ahead by 3.
These games do feel tight, though. They feel really cool.
They do feel really cool.
It's kind
Kichi,
of like down to basics.
obviously has to go.
Yeah.
Skirmish.
Good.
Was a Cole.
Yep.
2.
Taken.
You have how many resources over there? Was it called 1?
1.
Slides a 1.
No, slides 2. I mean, I can't imagine a way you get frenzy or anything, so roll the dice.
The thing I'm
Just
not.
got a Mind Palace.
What I don't want. What I don't want to happen is you push me here, because then I just lose.
That would be a problem. Yeah. I don't think there's any card in the game that would allow me to do that. For one, definitely not for one.
Not a single one.
Not a single one.
All right, let's risk it. I'm gonna try to attack you.
You got it.
3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And then I'll commit from hand.
All right.
Middle.
We got 3.
3.
So we'll just take it to the tape. I'm 3 up.
Yep. So you kill 2 minions and a tower.
1 tower. I'll draw for the tower.
And then we spawn 2.
Spawn 2. I'm on the.
Let's go there.
Got the full cluster.
Let's do that.
Hope for no AoEs.
Then we go to number 2. I have a card down.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 1. We get the old
Boom, chicka boom, chicka boom.
Dark Vigilante, adjacent to the tower or nexus. I think he's on cleanup.
Yes, he is.
So this is a nexus. Skirmish may damage a minion. Piercing. Skirmish. He'll take the slash. Skirmish actions can damage enemy minions. He takes a skirmish. So +1 here.
Yeah,
I assume
your
that's
choice.
okay.
Yeah, whatever you want.
And then he'll move here. And then the next one will be the +1 damage, takes a skirmish. So 0.
Nice.
And then he'll do the third one for a +3, and we'll just nuke here.
Okay.
And he'll move. He'll stay there. Then lane 3.
Yeah.
I also get it.
Spawn that outsider.
Here comes Poppy. I think he's going to stay where he's at.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
lay
he's
it
gonna
on.
stay there.
The old dragon's breath.
First thing he'll do is, you have 2 health. Let's just do a 3 attack with a card.
Yep. You got it.
6.
Ooh, hard 6.
Draw 2. It's a hard 6.
Good luck, Habarat.
And
You
then
what's going on? Can't spawn. Token 1 moves 1 space. Oh, right on. Yeah, we need to do all of that.
it was in the same spot. I was started here.
Okay.
Oh, because
Yeah,
I killed 2 of them. So I would have gone here.
So hold on, we can actually do this. We actually need to respawn. Oop, bad on moving that token. Okay, so mine can only ever go. So it actually can't spawn there at all. So he's got to spawn next to mine. Hilarious. Love it. We'll go here.
So he's got to spawn downtown. Then 1, 2, the first one hit.
And then
the second one.
The second one will miss, yeah.
Yeah. So he'll just hop in right there.
All right. Man, he looks good. Oh my gosh.
And then that outsider comes. He smokes you. Then I will draw a card. And then we'll go to the end of the round.
All right, drawn 2. Woo, great. Really questioning my Habarata's last model philosophy when every card in my deck does not work with him.
Oh, that gets shuffled.
All right, Habarat, good luck.
I still got some work to do.
Yeah, you got some cleanup. Let's see if you got those AoEs.
So then I draw 2 and I have to discard. Oh my god. That's the perfect card to draw right now. All right, so I have 7. I'm going to get rid of this Strength Over Pain. It does nothing right now. All right, so I'm first.
You're first, yeah.
Well, I think this is the time for this.
Hit me with that. Give me that ult.
Sakashi.
Freyhell would be insane this late in the game, yeah.
Sakashi's going to move.
Mm-hmm.
There. And then he'll play his ultimate, Shuriken Storm. His attack. Shuriken. Shuriken. His attack actions hit all enemy minions and all marked enemy heroes in line of sight in addition to the original target.
Yep.
So I can see all your minions.
I think you can, yeah.
1, 2, 3. And that'll bring cover.
Nailed it.
So then he'll take an attack action.
You did it. Yeah.
So it'll be
4 minus 1s.
4 to all your minions.
All right, they gone. That's pretty good use of that ultimate, I gotta say.
I drew that. I was like, all right, that's this. And I intentionally, actually, that's.
And the game is over.
The only areas I have are the ultimate. Then he will skirmish, and we'll go right there.
Sure. All right, over here, I will do a.
What was move? Yeah, attack, skirmish.
Do a, let's see, worship with Habarat. Good there.
What's that do?
It gives him +1 attack if you're next to it.
Okay.
Let's put it here, I guess, just in case you have one weird. It won't matter. It won't matter. Either dodge or you don't. Second action attack.
Dodgertons.
All right, go for it.
Got to be able to target it.
Okay. Second action, or third action, we'll go ahead and skirmish, probably. Yeah, we'll skirmish. Here.
Okay.
0 plus 0 plus 0. Over to you.
Alrighty-roo. Let's go with Sethiru.
Mm-hmm.
He'll worship. Gonna move it here.
Sure. Melted all that ice. I'm not sure, Texture, that I chose to not kill Sakashi. I'm not sure that we can call that a mistake. I definitely tried my hardest.
Then I will play.
Yeah, did you have dodge whenever Sakashi was over here?
I didn't.
You did not?
But
it was too devastating if you did.
There was only one on my discard pile out of 3, and I had like 5 cards left. I ended up drawing 1.
Yeah, I was like, it's too bad.
It's basically 50-50, because if you do that and miss, you just lose.
Yeah.
And if you do it and hit, you just win. So like...
I don't think you just win if you hit.
I don't hit that AoE because he doesn't have his ultimate.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot that spirals out from that. But you also, it's still 1 hero to 2 heroes in the end game.
Yeah, because also in the dome, if you don't come back in, Kichi shoots 1 and puts a 3 down. Now I'm way ahead. It shifts out, and I'm way minion up.
100%. Yeah, yeah. I don't mind it.
It's a little balanced. Let's go with Sethiru. Obviously he worshipped, but now I'm going to attack.
Yep.
3, 4.
Taking 4.
And then I will play a Burning Rage to give him Frenzy.
Oh, nice. We actually get some Frenzy.
Yeah. And then use the Frenzy to shoot you.
Yep.
For 4 more. And then I will play Mind Palace.
All right. Yeah, dude. You got more Frenzy coming? Let's go.
I
Put
don't,
it in the
but that would be
grinder.
the thing. Then we'll do Nightmares Incarnate. Nightmares Incarnate for 4?
Yeah.
And then we will skirmish.
You're good.
We'll hit you first.
Sure. Yeah.
For 0, and then I'll go here.
All right.
And then I'll keep going.
Yes.
Kichi, move. Skirmish. my gold?
Yep.
There. For 0. And then I will...
Taxter, Kichi would have killed me if I had ended up in the dome. Just the same. Unfortunately.
I'll shoot. I'll clear my mind to give me +1 attack.
You did it. Shoot on.
It's 3, 4, 6.
You got me. Good game.
He gone.
Yeah, that cleared out real quick, didn't it? Cleared out real quick. It's a bummer.
Whoosh. Yeah, the turn
well, it spirals, right? Because like 1-lane map, if you're killing 1, you draw 2, and then this deck, like my entire hand is unplayable.
Yeah.
So you just can't, especially with only when you're bringing 1 in, you just can't have that one you're bringing in like not have access to the cards.
Yeah, that's most of mine are red, but then I lean white more than anything, or yellow, and I saved a yellow because I knew red yellow is what I had to have at the end. I only have a handful of greens. That was funny. I drew 2 at some point. I had 2 cards in my hand. This was the 2 I had. I had Strength Over Pain and Mind Palace when it would like kill Sakashi. When you were asking if I had a dodge. It's like this was the hand. And it's like, these are both unplayable right now.
Oh, nice.
Just nothing.
That's good to know. So let's look at that play, because people are asking about it on chat.
Yeah, so I was here, and you had Zakol here.
And did the skirmish in.
And
missed. So then if you come back here, you lead for 3, and then threaten the dome.
Yep.
Or you can stay here, declare the attack. Now, if you do have the dodge, you end up like here.
And I had a card under.
And you had a card under. So I lose this dome, I lose this dome, and I lose this dome.
Because not being here.
Yeah, I don't think that's acceptable.
You were ahead by 2, and so my plan was defeat a minion.
Yeah.
Skirmish to get closer, and then put a 3 under. And so then I'm up by 2. So then you lose 2, we move it back, I get things.
Yeah, yeah. I think the dodge was such a bad outcome there. Because best case scenario, I just flip up 1 on skirmish.
Yeah.
Which is very reasonable. And then I get the best of all worlds. But what if you go to top dome? This dome, you mean? You mean come here and try to basically... Okay, so you're saying try to win this. Put Zakol here?
So that you can basically put him here, skirmish over, and get him.
Yeah, but you also lose the mid, and you lose the main outsider.
Well, you don't lose this one if you kill him first. Actually, you determine the winner first. That's a rule. You
well, no,
determine
but
the winner of these.
What I'm saying is, like, so I had a good shot at just killing Sakashi with that skirmish, which means you lose this dome, and you lose this dome.
Yeah.
So once I've committed to that play, I can no longer decide to go get this one because I've already moved, right?
Yeah, I think they were saying before that point.
But that can't be right. I fundamentally disagree with that because, like, the chance that this skirmish hits at a +1, +2, or a +3 is actually quite high. Yeah. In fact, let's look at what that looks like. I didn't math out this deck very much, but we'll go to the data.
Looking good in your favor here.
Yeah, so far so good. Had a feeling of the numbers, but not a true count. Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we've got 9 cards that kill.
Out of 32.
Or 9 cards that don't kill out of 32, yeah.
Yeah, which is basically
so
3
the odds,
out of 11.
The odds of that...
It's like 25%.
The odds of that skirmish failing is about 1 1/4, 1 in 4.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that's a much better decision.
Well, it's 1 in 4 if I don't have dodge. Well, the skirmish would have been 1 in 4 either way.
The skirmish is 1 in 4 no matter what.
Yeah.
And then after the skirmish, then you either stay there and try for the attack, or you come back in and win the middle dome. Because I'm thinking, even if in your hand you only have a 1 commitment card, which is possible, that is conceivable that you only have 1, I'm pretty sure that I've got a shot at winning at that point, especially if you were just on like Mind Palace.
Tax are switching, saying you're right. 75% is a good enough chance.
Yeah, I think that's good enough.
Yeah.
It's too good to not try that.
Yeah, because there's 75% chance that you are like ahead.
You know, it's interesting too. Is like that feels very much like it feels like those Monpok decision-making trees, right? It's like I've got a 75%, I've got an 80% chance. You roll the dice, and it's like 80% of the time that's going to succeed,
and 20% it's going to be right here,
and that's it. And then you're a host.
Yeah,
but that was good. I mean,
it was tight.
It felt like your aggression was actually very much like, oh my gosh, like my stuff's dying.
Yeah,
having 2 mages against Tala is always going to be bad.
Yeah,
I had Impervious and stuff that was just not doing anything against most of those attacks. So that's where when I'm thinking about like counters, I don't think you can go. I think you have to have, maybe you have an armor model or 2 armor models that brings the Impervious and the plus armor skirmish.
Because Impervious on non-armor models is also really good.
And personally, it's great, but it's not good if I see that you're always going to have a mage the entire time.
But like
so
if,
then
if
I
you
don't
have
draft that one basically.
If you have one guy with 2 armor, my like, oh, I need a bunch of mages, or even what attacks I'm okay making. So like I've found that like with Impervious particularly when I was playing it, I would use it with a green character on a character without armor more than anything else.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter if that character's getting attacked by a mage.
Right.
And so like at a certain point, you have 2 out of 3 attacks that are unarmorable, and so it's just like, well, these armor cards aren't doing anything.
Yeah.
So that's where the counterplay actually makes a lot of sense, where it's like, I think you probably have to counter draft against mages and tanks more than anything else in this game. And so like there's definitely one model that I would bring that has all the armor cards, and that would be my last pick. And that's where going first actually would be pretty handy. That's where going second is actually best, isn't it?
So you know what they're up to.
Because you get the final pick. If they bring in 1 mage, maybe you bring it. If they bring in 2 mages like you had, you don't bring it.
One mage is fine because you can just kill that mage.
Yeah, you just got to focus that down. But I was thinking, okay, I could focus Setharu down, but then Kichi comes in, and it's the same problem.
Yeah.
It's like there's not really an answer there.
Yeah. It's good. I feel like Frenzy is way better. It's playable.
Yes.
Whereas before it was not.
Way playable. Way playable.
And it actually makes like assassinating playable.
Just kill Seth Caesar, right? Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah. There was actually
It's easy to say this when you see the failure of a 75% chance at completely dominating.
Yeah. The turn here where you sinkhold to make my nightmares miss.
Yeah.
It's like that was really fortunate for you for a few reasons. One is that the card I drew off of killing you was the Refract. Mm-hmm. So if you had played Sinkhole, I would have had my Refract moment in the sun.
Nice. That would have been sick.
But I didn't get to kill you until after you played the Sinkhole. So then I couldn't Refract it. I drew into Refract at that point.
Yeah.
I ended up playing
and then I didn't
down.
play any cards.
And you didn't play any more cards. So I was sitting on Refract, and I finally put it face under. But what I was looking at, actually, you had Zakol with like 13 health.
Uh-huh.
So I had Setharu seeing his illusion. So, and it was here and here. And my play was literally skirmish to get out of where you could see me, hit you with the top card, then shoot you. I also had the frenzy thing, and I had the 4. They would be 4 damage because
so
I
just
see my
burn it
illusion.
down.
So it's like
yeah.
I had probably 12. Like I could just take you off the table, no problem.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's not gonna see that. And then you did the move where it forced me to. It was too good to play Nightmares Incarnate there.
Yeah, because otherwise you're sitting on 2 Nightmares Incarnate if you really want it.
That's what I'm saying. Like the double Nightmares there is just like a surprise Zakol off the board.
Everything can get off the board in one activation.
Particularly with Frenzy now. I feel like I have direct damage, and then I have like double, like the
with
Frenzy with the
and
mages.
Mages.
Yeah.
Frenzy plus mages.
The range mages with Frenzy, dude.
That's where it's like, okay, so this list took armor as its defense, whereas the blue lists are taking disarm. And so that's where, like, okay, the counterplay against a list like this is definitely a disarm-focused list. There's also a couple of times where I had Ice Wall, and if I had lined it up a little bit better, I could have been in a much better position to play that card. Because I was like just a little off sequence where I'd have like a hero here.
Don't you hate that?
And a hero here, and it's like, oh man, an Ice Wall. Oh no, but if I had just like moved 1 or 2 over, now I can line that up a little bit.
And a critical little piece was when this token was here, the control token, and you were going to commit with Habarat, and then you were 4 away.
Yeah.
It's like that also totally messed with you.
Yeah, totally messed it up.
That was I think a game bender.
Mm-hmm.
But I the way you feel, I feel like that a lot in Skytear, and that's why I think it's so addicting. Because it's like, I know if I had been like 5% better,
yeah,
it would have been way better for me.
Could have done that better.
And then it makes you want to roll it back and be like, all right, let me try that sequencing
play again immediately. Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards two heroes that work well together, and then 4 pivot slots based on what you need.
Yeah.
Like I might have a disarm slot, I might have an armor slot, maybe like I don't know, what other things naturally are counters to other things? Do you have like a redirect slot if you anticipate them casting shenanigans, I guess?
I mean, so I typically, it depends on your starting two, I guess, what rolls you're looking for. But I think healing's a factor. I think just total disarm, like if you really need to box in a big old bad champion.
You could go like armor's 1, so if they don't have a lot of mages or any mages, you can bring the armor in. And then you can go disarm, then you can go like a supplementary push kind of a thing, right? And then a supplementary kill. So I think your main 2 have to be able to do both. Like we saw it there where Takali's bringing in strength of the pack, and Zakol's bringing in strength over pain. And so they can both. Now I will say Zakol actually doesn't function. I want the frenzy to be more his style.
It doesn't work though because he moves you out of the way.
When he moves, it doesn't get you that double move like Slide does.
Yeah.
And so I think Slide's going to get me out of more situations. I like the idea of attack, Slide, rather than attack, hope that I have the skirmish to get back in position, frenzy, attack again.
It's too much.
It's a little too much. It's a little more combo. Now it's good, but it's a little more combo-y.
But I think he's already got, it's just a Zakol plus Slide.
And Slide is already a great card, right?
Yeah. Generically good. But now he's got a Slide for 2 ultimately. Like that's his magic.
But I've also got to think like Zakol and Tlakali, both of their abilities, they have 1+ on their worship abilities. So I'm bringing in 3 -1 cards with that. And risky. I hate that. But what else can you do? Are there any push cards? Are there any push cards that don't have a -1 on them?
No.
Aside from the 3 manas. Because it's good.
Because pushing is one of the best things in the game.
Because it's incredible. Yeah, minion control. Yeah, AoE, minion control. That'd be great. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I see a Strida, it's like I either have to go nuke her or I have to be able to keep those minions off the table.
Yep. I love it.
Yeah.
This game is good, man.
Super good.
Drives
it's
me
an
insane.
incredible game. You ready to get out of here?
Yeah, I'm gonna go do some deck building, man.
Yep, that's the next
dive
layer.
In, and I'm at this point convinced you really can't go past 2 colors in your deck. I think everything needs to be able to cast at least 50% of the cards. Most things should be able to cast 100% of the cards.
So I'm close. I only have 3 green cards, and it's just the Frenzy. And only Sakashi and Akimo can play them.
Yeah.
But my thinking was, that's why I started with those 2.
But you have a ton of reds across everything, right?
Reds on everything, and then it's
that's the key.
And then it's the yellow's the second, but then there's 3 cards that are green. The other thing is I start with both greens, and it's a 1-cost Frenzy card. So the thinking for me, it's a tempo play. It's like a turn 1 or turn 2 Frenzy that I can actually play with a character. Absolutely worth it.
Very nice.
Because like if I can get you outpaced, that's all that matters. Even 2 attacks on minions or 2 attacks on the same hero. That's where I was at. But I agree. Like if you go if it's like 32 cards, if it's like a third is each color, that's not
enough.
You have to really know what's going on for that to be the right call.
Yeah, especially whenever you're dealing with things that don't respawn. It's like if you're out, you're just never going to see those cards played again.
Particularly on this map.
Yeah.
On the 2 lane where they keep coming back, it's a little different.
Not terrible, but still, yeah. I'm with it. All right, I'm doing some deck building. Thank you guys. Let's one more time pull up Refract. Shout it out to our friends at PvP Geeks.
They're doing a great job, man. I'm excited about these cards. This map is great. It shows what is possible with this game.
Yep. Can you imagine? I'm just thinking about a world where you can design like stores, even like if you just want to have a local tournament and stores can design whatever map they want and print out a copy and have players play on it.
Forget that. Just players. Players being able to
upload a database,
design maps, and I mean it's just like
just upload
Defense
it up.
of the Ancients, right? Like
it's
let people
just
make
like
their
Warcraft
mode.
custom maps. Yeah.
Honestly, if they had it where you could customize your own maps and get them printed, and they had it where you could customize your own win conditions and get those printed,
You've just made you made 1,000 games.
You have a system that is 1,000,000 games.
You've just made 1,000 games, Zach.
Literally. I'm probably most
like a
excited.
tower defense or something.
Yeah.
Immediately
you do
pops
anything.
out of
You
that.
can do anything.
Because you just top of the deck.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing plays itself.
The thing I'm most looking forward to is 2v2 teams.
Yes.
I think you have 2 people, I have 2 people, we're a team of 4 on a standard map. Like, that's going to be
I do love that.
a hoot and holler in time.
You take your favorite pair.
And like, you have your hand, you got to play cards, like you got to cast your stuff. It's like, do you send? Anyways, I'm excited.
And you can't really
about
talk. You shouldn't be able to talk about it. You got to just react.
Just
you
play.
got to just feel what your opponent wants you to not do, and feel what your ally wants you to do. I absolutely love it. All right, see you guys later.
One last time, if you're unfamiliar, this map and the expansion with cards like Refract in it coming out in July, you can sign up on our website for a Skytear subscription to automatically get it. You won't pay until a week or 2 before it's coming out, and it'll show up on your doorstep. People are doing it. It also allows us to do everything we're doing here, content, etc. We really appreciate it. It's been awesome having you here. We'll catch you on future streams. We're back tomorrow with Arkham. We're finishing the Carcosa cycle. Hopefully we'll see you there. If not, we'll catch you next week for some more Skytear. See you guys.